Everybody, it is episode 83 of the Party Invite Show. Welcome in. My name is Tegan. I am joined by Chris, the Maori,
Hello.
Sovereign Sid,
Hi.
and Vilos.
That's me.
And the four of us are Party Invite, but we are just the party leaders. We have a wonderful community on Discord and across the internet, bringing people together to talk about, play together, and share news about video games. So we bring you a show in two parts. We bring you the podcast, which starts now, as well as a game stream. Today's game stream, Vilos will be playing Metal: Hellsinger, which I didn't understand even while I was watching the trailer. Actually, let me read the description of this. I thought it was a good one. Metal Hellsinger, which is out today on Xbox Game Pass, or, whatever Game Pass. Metal Hellsinger is a rhythm FPS brimming with diabolical enemies, powerful weapons, and metal music. Strike terror into the hearts of demons as you fight your way through 8 hells on an infernal journey to achieve the purest of goals: vengeance. So
it's beats per minute.
Oh!
Yes, it is.
Oh!
It is beats per minute, but it is like the vocals kick in when you start going onto a streak.
Yeah.
So the song builds as you are playing.
Oh, that is really cool.
It's
and it gets
really
some,
neat.
really cool licensed bands for it too.
Yeah. I think over a dozen different bands that provided some real good shit. I played the first 10 minutes or so of it, and the very first song is a killer. It's so good, and you can just sit on the menu music forever.
For Metal Hellsinger, you're talking? Dope.
Yeah, it's nice.
I was talking to somebody about the Doom series. He said that was one of his favorite games right now and ever. And we spent a lot of time talking about how good the music is in making that game what it is. So I'm excited to see this. Obviously, it's not Doom, but it's dope as hell. It's metal. It's got metal in the name. So anyway, we will be playing that later after the podcast. We're going to have what we've been playing, as always, and tonight's party topic is all of that sweet, juicy news. Just more news than we can handle.
The juiciest.
The juiciest. So fortunately, we've got all four of us to discuss all that stuff. Stuff from Xbox, Sony, Nintendo, some new releases, and some updates we're excited about. But before we get to that, I wanted to talk about stuff that made us smile. It doesn't have to do with gaming, but just get everybody in the mood a little bit, feeling good. So, let's see, Sav, you have written down an answer with question marks on it. So I'm wondering, you smile?
So, the answer that I've written in our notes is TikTok, which is, I think I've said this before, something I don't really stick around on. I don't go down the TikTok rabbit hole or anything. And I do have one, which I made for the purposes of the next wave, just to have another platform for people to find me on and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't post there very often. And so last weekend, Splatoon 3 came out, right? And I cosplayed as one of the idols from the game. His name is Fry. And there's a dance that they do during the Splatfest. And so I actually did that dance as Fry, for a TikTok. And I was just a throwaway video. I thought it would be a fun thing to do because I didn't get to do it during the release event that I went to at Esports Arena. And I was just, whatever, I'm going to have some fun. And it is sitting at 3,500 views right now on TikTok. And almost 1,000 likes. And I'm just like,
but why? Where did you people come from?
It's just little serotonin. I'm just oh my gosh, people actually I didn't even think anything of it. I was just I just want to do this for fun. Do. And people were just I like that shit.
Gobbled it up.
I like it. Heart.
Nice. Oh, Sav, you hit the mute button.
Apparently space is mute. So people have been putting it on their favorites lists and stuff, and I'm just you can do that? That's a thing on TikTok? I don't know anything about TikTok, y'all. TikTok is the first thing that made me actually feel old.
Man.
Because I don't know anything about it. I don't know anything about it at all. And so
sometimes when I'm on a screen and I just need it to stop for a second, like anything I do just goes to another video, and I'm just like, oh, I gotta get out of here. I gotta get out of here, and I just have to close the whole app. I'm like, man, I'm old, or
Yeah, like
Turn it all down.
if you wanna leave the app with back, you have to hit it twice, and I'm just like, who came up with that?
I have a couple apps like that I struggle. Even Discord, I've had an issue with trying to just back out, and it's like, does it come again? I'm like, wait, this used to work. What's the problem? You won't let me leave? Like, come on.
You can check in, but you can't check out. Halloween.
Hotel TikTok. Something that made me smile this past week. I got to last Tuesday after Demo Duo streamed. I got to go across the pond here and hang out with those two. So Cram Ram himself lives here in Seattle, and Doppelgamer lives in Austin. I'm not telling you anything they haven't shared 100 times on their own channel. But Doppel came in here. He flew in here with his partner, who I actually met before I met either of them. It's a fun story. But we went to some board game house. It was huge. We didn't play any games, but like lots of nerds there, and we're there on a Tuesday night, so like some people were playing D&D. There was somebody just walking around in a Master Chief suit. That was unexpected. I mean, it's pretty legit. I don't think they made it themselves, but it was very impressive. So that was fun. I haven't seen Doppel face to face in years, so that was cool to catch up. And he talked about Gloomhaven because he'd just been on the airplane, right? So, like we were talking about before the show, seems cool. But yeah, it was great. We just don't see, since we moved up here, we just don't see all that many people face to face. So, it makes it that much sweeter when we do. That's good stuff.
Oh yeah.
And no one else smiled the whole week.
I have one.
Let's hear it.
So sports betting became legal in the state of Kansas. So you can download an app to your phone and cross the state line, and it'll ping your location and be like, "All right, you're good to go." So I had a successful like first weekend and made like $450.
Okay.
So, yay!
Nice. Betting can be
So
fun.
my plan is to not deposit a ton of money. I got a bunch of free. They're giving out free money like it's hotcakes. Bunch of free bets. So that's where I've been. I made a bunch of money, and now I'm just sitting on the stuff that I have and trying not to.
Is it like real money though? Is that $450 you can actually use to like buy stuff?
Yeah. So I mean, you can't just pull out the money. It's free bets, so you have to use them on bets. But I did make money off them, and if I so chose, I could pull it out and then go use that money. Yes.
Okay, I thought it was like one of
But I
those
left it
situations
in.
like the gambling apps where it's just like, here's like $1 million worth of free, betting. And then, you use it to win money that you win, and then you can't use your winnings, and it's just like,
Yeah,
like,
only use it on other loot boxes. Yes.
right. It's like
Yeah, no,
this money is for more gambling.
these are actual sports books and not like fake poker games on the internet. So they have to pay you out, or they would be sued into oblivion.
they you bet with $1,000, but you can only cash out at GameStop, and it's
I've only
5%.
put in $50, so I am up considerably.
Okay.
So even after like losing the other night, I'm still fine.
I mean, so what? You've made your money back 9 times. That sounds pretty good.
9 times.
Yeah, $450 out from 50.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
We did it.
I love how surprised you were, though. You're what?
You're like, wow,
Right.
I have really made out well.
Yeah.
So wait, like how'd you guys do with those escape rooms again? Like how'd that go?
It went well. Not the numbers part.
Chris bet against himself for the escape rooms. He said
Yes.
we're gonna fail completely, and he walked away with a huge stack of cash
Yeah.
And his life.
and his life. Yeah, you don't get murdered in
Luckily,
there.
yeah.
Well, wonderful. Well, now that we're a little loosened up, we've got so much news ahead of us, y'all.
So much.
The past several days have just been full of so much. Before we even put this list together, I knew it was a lot. I remember I opened this up and I saw that Vilos had compiled a whole bunch of stuff, and I was like, wow, that's a lot of stuff. I I'm gonna have trouble finding stuff of my own. And then I realized that most of the stuff that I cared about wasn't even on his list, which meant that there was so much more. So, in order to categorize this so that we can make any sense of all of this, we're gonna go one by one through these categories because there's absolutely something for everybody here. Chris joked before the show that this is like another like news E3 because there's stuff from every platform on it.
Yep.
And everything. So let's start with easy peasy. Hashtag not sponsored. Xbox has a bunch
Hey.
of news. So I will. We'll just roll through this. We can go in any order as we see them. This one only has a few. But the PC app for the PC app for Game Pass, got a little makeover and it opens a little faster, which isn't like that big of a deal. But any improvement to that app is welcome because it's got problems, y'all. Sometimes it's a real struggle.
Game ass.
Oh. So the app got a big update, but for PC Game Pass specifically, how long to beat, the website that we always use to see how long it takes to beat a game, whether that's the normal playthrough, the main story with extra bits, or the full completionist. It's all integrated right there on the dashboard. So now when you're checking out new Game Pass releases, you can see, oh, this game I can beat in 2 hours, or this game, ooh, I need something big. This game, I can get 100 hours if I really squeeze it. So I absolutely love that. As someone who chronically leaves games unfinished, this gives me a much better idea of what I'm getting into, especially for games I know nothing about. I'm much more likely to check out a game if I can see exactly what I can expect from it. So I love that. Another thing, just back to back with this, is that on Xbox, Discord, like actual console Xbox, Discord Voice is officially out. That happened this week. So if you guys remember, it was in the news a while ago that Sony had some sort of deal with Discord, right? I forget if they made like I forget the details of it because it was even murky back then. But the joke on the internet was like, oh, great, if Sony and Discord have gone into this agreement, that's going to make the rest of everybody else suffer, right? Because only Sony and Discord are going to collaborate. Discord sure isn't out for PlayStation, tell you that. And we don't even have an ETA for that one. But here it is on Xbox. You can now load up in Discord, which is great for people like me who... most of the reason I play a lot of stuff on PC is because I can hang out in Discord chat with my pals while I'm just messing around. Even if I'm just in Discord and I'm playing on my phone, I don't even have to be playing a game. This just allows me to be in Discord on my couch without having to use my phone. So really excited for that. As good as Game Pass is, that is a quality of life improvement that will make me actually game on the couch again, like I used to before I had a PC. So excited for that. And then a whole mess of stuff is coming to the platform, coming to Game Pass. A bunch of stuff just hit today, including You Suck at Parking, which is a trailer that everyone should go check out. It's very silly. The idea you're just playing, you're like a bumper car, and you race through this track, and you're trying to land on a certain spot. And as soon as you stop moving, you are considered parked. So you try to avoid or use all these obstacles to get to the parking square at the end and stop, as close to that parking space as you can. It looks very silly. It seems like a comical physics simulator.
Good party game.
Good party game. So really excited for that. I had no idea what that was until it was announced for Game Pass. So that is called You Suck at Parking. And then there's a whole bunch of other stuff. There's other stuff that came out today, but there's also stuff that's coming very, very soon, including Deathloop. That's the one I'm most excited for. So there's plenty of other things that you should go look up yourself if you're interested. But Deathloop is of particular interest because Deathloop is a PS5 exclusive. So finally, that game is coming to Xbox and PC Game Pass on the 20th, so just a few days from now. And according to IGN, it will include a collection of upgrades that include a newly extended ending. Don't know what that means. I haven't beaten the game, but that game got a lot of praise at the VGAs, at the Jeff Keighley's. So
Yes, it did.
there's a lot of cool stuff to check out there. So yeah, a lot more people will be able to play this. People who don't own a PS5, especially since there was a shortage for so long, and I feel like it's off of a lot of people's radar, which is probably why this deal exists. You know, they waited long enough, and they're like, okay, we need to get people excited about our game
It's been
again.
a year, and Xbox acquired Bethesda, so they were going to get it eventually.
Yeah. So yeah, that's fun Xbox stuff. That's just a whole. That's a bunch of stuff. But that's just about our smallest category here to talk about tonight. I think the other one, the Sony news. That I'm just gonna take this one real quick. It's God of War. God of War got a new story trailer. Looks dope, y'all.
Looks so sick.
It's more of that God of War that we love. Certainly that I love. Lots of Norse mythology in this trailer. The original game was a lot. It held its details a lot closer to the vest. You know. Once you got into the game, there was tons of Norse mythology everywhere you looked, but the original trailers I remember being pretty cryptic on who anybody was or what this environment was. What is all, what are these enemies? What does this mean? And this one was straight up like, yo, check out all this cool stuff. Like, at one point, Atreus fires an arrow at the sun, and one of the fabled wolves. In Norse mythology, there are two wolves that chase each other through the sky. One follows the moon, and the other one follows the sun. So in the trailer, he shoots the moon, and one of the huge wolves sitting next to him, tears off into the sky, and as it streaks across the sky, daylight turns instantly into night. Yeah, that was sick.
It was awesome.
We saw at one point Kratos and Atreus, at least, fighting not one but two Valkyries, which is insane. That's crazy. But I'm just really excited for all this game has to offer. The final moment of the trailer, you finally get a shot of Kratos and Thor fighting. And
Debbie's favorite Thor.
Oh man, yeah, big chunk, beefy bearded boy.
Give me that Thor.
And so you see this like final shot where Kratos throws the I was gonna call the World of Warcraft name, whatever his axe is called. That's killing me that I can't remember. But it's the same as Thor's hammer, which he throws. They both come back to you, at will. So they both throw their weapons, they hit each other and like freeze in the air, and then they both recall them. It is so cool. Just a lot of cool action stuff, as well as lore stuff in that trailer. So I'm as excited as I ever am. I think that comes out in November. We have a release date, but I forget. Yeah, it's November something. But really excited for that. There was also a God of War custom controller that looks dope. I just wish it was an elite PS5 controller because that's the next one I want to buy.
It literally has two wolves on it. Like, it should have been cringy, but it is not. It's fucking gorgeous.
No, it's only cringy if it's three wolves.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
Three-o wolf.
I have two things to note about this. Is one, God of War. I love God of War as a series, but they need to re-release or come out with a sequel to Ascension. Does anyone remember that? God of War Ascension, the multiplayer game. Oh my gosh, it was so good. Like you would be like a soldier of a god or whatever. You'd pick your faction, and then you would just go at each other and eliminate each other in like really gory God of War ways, and it was amazing. You could set spike traps and stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's like fire pits. You could awaken a Gorgon statue and turn people to stone, and then bash their heads in. Like it was great. It was great. It was so good. And then another thing is that I wonder if Norse mythology is like becoming like the thing, because guess what's coming out with like new Norse, like their new season is going to be Norse mythology.
Honestly, I think we're past
Ninjala?
it.
Oh yeah,
Ninjala is going to have a Norse mythology season. I'm just like,
that's cool.
That one doesn't make any sense. But,
yeah. So I'm just like, where's all of this coming from?
Well, Sav, actually, I'll be the one to break this to you. I think that Norse mythology has been the new zombies for about 3 or 4 years now.
At least 5 years.
At least it's fashionable.
It is. I mean, there's a lot to enjoy. A while ago, I almost said Odysseus because Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Assassin's Creed,
yes,
right,
Valhalla, right, is obviously Norse adjacent.
But Thor Ragnarok was 5 years ago.
That's true.
Love and Thunder.
I think that was the beginning of it, but all these other games have really like solidified that trend because oh gosh, I almost said it again. Assassin's Creed Valhalla has DLC where you play as Odin and you're properly like it's unrelated to the main game. So if you load up the game for the first time ever, you can just skip to the DLC content. You play as a totally different character and all this stuff, and it's so similar to God of War, just because they're both pulling from the same source material, and so you can like Norse mythology in real life has there are relics and art styles that we can look at. So they look very similar because they're pulling from the same very real lore.
Right.
But I'm here for it. There's a lot of cool stuff to dig into about like Viking and Norse mythology, and it's less problematic than a lot of culture that you could find. I don't know, for all the trends that there are. Norse stuff is pretty cool. It's something that everybody can find something to enjoy from without having to feel like they're either appropriating or that they already need to know something. I don't know. I'm here for it. I don't know how long it'll last.
Yeah.
I figure we got a few more years until it's full zombie mode where everybody's like, "Yeah, we know. We've the axe. We get it."
Next Pokemon region is going to be like
Thor's
in
hammer.
Norway
We
or whatever.
know.
Like,
Everyone has one.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, as soon as Pokemon does it, that'll be the beginning of the end.
Okay, we're gonna have a good time if Pokemon does it though.
Oh yeah. Well, no. So what I'm saying is they'll do it big, and then after that, nobody else can do anymore, because they'll have like milked every ounce of that mythology to make this whole world instead of Pokemon, right? Definitely not knocking it. Pokemon, I think, would do very well with something like that.
I already lost one bet, so the game is going good.
Well, all right. 3 strikes and you're out. No.
no, that's bowling, Tegan.
Oh, sorry.
I didn't know you were a golfer.
So that's really it for the Sony stuff. But I just wanted to throw it in there because everybody else gets a shot, right? So let's get into the big one. Let's talk about Nintendo. Nintendo had multiple presentations this week.
Oh, hold on here.
Whoa.
You're skipping over this other PlayStation stuff.
Oh, you're right. I just can't. I can't read colors.
That's what it is.
Wow, it was your idea.
I know. That's my
and
problem.
Your execution.
It's because this hyperlink is the same color as the text, and I'm blind.
And it also, these other ones are like lighter purple than the other purple.
Yeah. The dark colors are too hard for me to read. My eyes don't work.
Don't worry about this. This will be super fast.
Text is like so important.
This will be super fast.
I'm just gonna put that out there.
So, we just threw this in here. This wasn't a part of the PlayStation thing, but they did do a bunch of this today. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 did a bunch of presentations today about Warzone 2.0 and the multiplayer for new Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Modern Warfare was the good one, so hopefully it's good again. Who knows? But who knows?
So earlier today, I was in I'm Hyperfam's Facebook stream. I wore his shirt on our stream yesterday. He told me a little bit about it, and the one big takeaway, there's plenty of stuff, but I don't care about Call of Duty enough.
There's so much shit.
He seemed very excited about tons of the changes, but the thing that stuck out to me was that this is the first Call of Duty in well over a decade that has a third-person mode. So it straight up has, you can swap between first and third person, and you can also switch between the shoulders, which has been a long sought after addition to the game because all of your characters are right-handed. So
my God, Rogue Company made that amazing. So.
Yes, they did. So I'm hoping that's what I brought up. I'm like, as a Rogue Company player, that's what I need.
Like that.
Because being able to like peek without feeling like there was bullshit of you like sticking your whole ass shoulder out before your gun even clears the thing is good.
So they did say that in the Warzone 2.0 stuff that the gulag will be different, and basically it'll randomly team you with somebody, and it'll be 2v2 in those like little arenas rather than just 1v1. So basically you have to work together with the person that joins you, which is usually from the other team, to like get back into the game, and then when you get back into the game, you're back on opposite teams. But I don't know. I just found it. They're trying to do a little bit of everything. They're doing a lot, but we'll see if it pays off.
Well, about time.
Um,
They're such a big company that most of their changes to existing games are very slow. Like they're
Yeah.
few and far between. So good for them. I hope it works out. I will say, because I mentioned him already, I'm Hyperfam is literally my favorite Call of Duty streamer. I don't like watching Call of Duty streams because people get upset.
Yeah.
But I had an absolute blast watching him. He was playing a Sticks and Stones Battle Royale mode. So it's a Battle Royale, but you only have melee weapons and like throwable like knives and fire grenades and stuff. And I think a crossbow. I think they have crossbows in there. But a lot of fun. I watched that and I was like, I would play this mode. If I was to play this again, this is what it would be.
And of course, if you want to help a guy out, he is doing some extra streams, I believe, for raising some funds for a personal issue that he had earlier this week. So,
Indeed.
shout outs to I'm Hyperfam. I'm Hyperfam.
Couple other things that were talked about during that PlayStation conference. Apparently, the Yakuza series now is just called Like a Dragon. Like a Dragon 8, they announced.
I think it's Yakuza : Like a Dragon : let's put an extra one in there, 8.
Nope.
Colon?
It literally on everything just says Like a Dragon.
See, it's the Japanese difference that we haven't gotten to see before, and it took a while for us just to get Like a Dragon. Period. There's a lot more over there that we don't get.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's now just called Like a Dragon 8, even though it's just a sequel to Yakuza Like a Dragon. But then this is what threw me.
We missed 2 through 7. It's crazy.
This is the other thing. This is what threw me, though, is there's a game that they go, as they introduce it, they're like, it's being rebuilt from the ground up. And I go, oh, this is like some older, I've never heard of this game. I don't know what is going on. It's called Like a Dragon Ishin, which is Yakuza, but you're a samurai. And it looks fucking awesome. It looks super cool.
Let's see. I will get a trailer up for that here.
Yes, that game looks super fucking rad. But I'm so confused because it's called Like a Dragon. And it said that it was being rebuilt. I've never heard of this game. I've never heard of Yakuza. I remember Yakuza did zombies. I don't remember Yakuza doing samurai stuff.
Yakuza did zombies?
Yes.
So when are they going to do Norse mythology? Like
soon. We're getting there. But yeah, Ishin looks awesome. And then there was another trailer that was from Team Ninja, creators of Nihon. They did a trailer called Rise of the Ronin, which looks very Ghost of Tsushima, but more actiony.
Oh gosh.
So that looks interesting. It's definitely a PlayStation joint. So I'm interested to see where do these fall? Because like a lot of these games are coming out, and I'm like, oh, this looks a lot like. I literally saw something on YouTube before I clicked on something. It was like Ghost of Tsushima, and they were like the love letter to Ghost of Tsushima, and I'm like, Ghost of Tsushima just came out. You don't make love letter games for a game that just came out. You wait years and years and then you do it. What are we doing? So there's gonna be a lot of these games flooding the market because Ghost did so well. So we'll see which one actually shakes out to be the awesome one. But I have faith that the Like a Dragon Ishin will be awesome because
maybe because it's actually fucking Japanese developers. I don't know. That makes sense. Maybe.
I
maybe.
wasn't gonna say it.
That's my big thing with the conversation about it. It's like, okay, yes, I watched Rashomon and Seven Samurai a few times. All right, cool. I'm a fan and I love Japanese stuff. But like, yeah, when you say it's a love letter, it's like, bitch, shut up. Like that's not how this goes right now.
Stay in your lane.
That's the one that was like songs of the winds
that Tiggy was talking about earlier.
The winds of the whatever, or the songs of the whatever the game was called.
You're nailing this. You should be in charge of making the American version of this series. You'd be like, I don't know. I didn't read. I've only read the cliff notes.
Well, because it was one of those games that when it came on, I think it was at the Game Awards actually where they announced it, and I was just like, or the last like the Gamescom thing that just happened, and I was just like, I don't care about this. It looks like they're trying to make Ghost of Tsushima, which was great. So like, what are we doing?
Yep.
Yeah. Well, now that I've actually fixed the video, so we can see the real trailer. I opened the link and YouTube was like, "Oh, this one's extra wide. This is the cinematic version." I was like, "I'm not
Anamorphic.
ready." So yeah, that's fun. Yeah. So Like a Dragon Ishin. Huh?
It looks awesome.
Yeah.
I'm like, I watched like the trailer for it. I was like, this looks dope, and it's probably the thing I was like most on board for out of the PlayStation thing, besides of course Ragnarok. So
Yeah. Well, very cool.
Let's see. Is that it of your PlayStation stuff? Because there was one more thing that I didn't put on the list, but I think it technically deserves mentioning.
Let's hear it.
is it the
Look at
car?
that.
Is it the car one?
No, you should have understood which one it's going to be already. Okay. The Bayonetta like Project Eve new name announced. Stellar
Yep.
Blade.
Project Eve Stellar Blade.
Yes.
What?
It's still only a 2023 quote unquote release window. So, but the game that we saw last year that was really cool looking, but was mostly like exactly a Bayonetta clone. Like
all I'm
looked
saying
exactly
is
like
the
Platinum
thumbnail.
Games thing.
The thumbnail here made it look like this woman was wearing no top.
Listen,
That's correct. Yes, that is the game.
Twitter went wild with a particular screenshot of her backside, and
Yeah, well, I think I just saw it. It's literally the only
Yeah.
thing I've seen, and it's in the thumbnail, or it's in the like.
like it's literally Bayonetta all over again, except like
I'm watching the
Bayonetta's
trailer
at
right
least
now,
a
and
strong
it's
character.
definitely, it's literally Bayonetta.
Yeah, like at least we know that Bayonetta became a character that was actually worthwhile. Like so far, we don't know how this is gonna be. It looks like it might just be exploitative, but Stellar Blade
It was just
as
like,
gameplay, yes.
Sexy, yeah.
Jiggle
I'll take it.
physics.
That's my whole character.
Well,
Yeah.
people would never buy a game just because it's pretty and sexy. So this
Nobody
has no
ever.
Dead or
future.
Alive volleyball.
Not me being a Soul Calibur player.
Dead or Alive beach volleyball or whatever it was.
Yo, that had 3 entries, so
I play that game
Still
for the
going strong.
art. I mean, the story. Damn it.
Yeah,
oops.
I play those games for the articles.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
I
that.
mean,
It's
you
that
play
one.
them for
It's
the
the
mini
one.
You have
games.
to read.
Gosh, yeah, they fully invested. Oh man. Anyway, so what we're watching now is the Stellar Blade. In parentheses, this is the official PlayStation YouTube channel, and it says Stellar Blade, parentheses, previously Project Eve,
Yes.
which
Parentheses, right?
Yeah,
parentheses.
didn't we get news on something else that was a project something? Maybe I'm just mixing it up with this, but I feel like something came out with another project name earlier this week, and maybe it was one of you guys.
All the Assassin's Creed shit was
Yeah,
called
all the
Project.
Assassin's Creed.
Oh, that's right.
Code name, blah blah blah.
Code name, blah blah blah.
I guess at least we
Yeah.
already
Codename
know what that
Project.
franchise is. So, like, it's going to be an Assassin's Creed game, so we know that. But most of the time when it's like, oh, we haven't given it a real name yet. It's like, okay, come on, just
What are we talking about? What are we talking about?
They're coming out with a Japan one, right? Like, isn't the new one gonna
Yes,
be
that's codename Red.
like a dragon? A love
Yeah.
letter to Ishin, the Rise of the Ronin.
That would be so funny though if they kept doing it and it like every game was just progressively the score got a little bit better. So they're like, well, I guess it's got to be a love letter too. But look at this shit on this trailer. It is Bayonetta, and I like it with
Trailer
sci-fi
is
instead
so
of fantasy.
long.
But
When I
love
was rewatching PlayStation, whatever the state of play, I kept skipping ahead to being like, okay, it's over soon. Nope, still going. Still people talking about that somebody's got to kill this god or something.
classic.
I mean, that's all you can do in a good JRPG action JRPG.
Yep. First quest, retrieve a chicken. Final quest, defeat God.
Defeat God.
Just fight him.
Oh goodness. Okay, so we had Like a Dragon, Ishin, Rise of the Ronin, and that was Stellar Blade. So those are all Sony adjacent. Those are all Sony adjacent releases. So unless I've missed something by being clearly blind by following my own instructions in the Google Doc, I think we're good to move on to Nintendo. Huh?
I'm good with that.
All Sony was Japan and boobs, so we can move on now.
Perfect.
Let's go with some more Japan and maybe some more boobs. I don't know.
Some more Japan.
Maybe.
So we had in the Nintendo section here, we had a Nintendo Direct. I believe we had a Pokemon Presents, and I want to say that there was at least one other source of information. But I don't know what it is because I just had the Nintendo stuff filtering through my feed. I didn't go looking for it.
No, Nintendo's Direct was a 40 fucking minute long thing. It was a normal full-size Direct,
Not
which
a mini
was
direct.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Not an indie Direct, not a mini. Yeah.
Whole dang thing. Well, I'm gonna let Vilos and Sav. I'm gonna let you guys tear this one apart because there's just a lot across the board. So have at it. Fight.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll go over the quick news bits that everybody already knows real quick. That Breath of the Wild 2 officially is Tears of the Kingdom, which is not as spoilery as the devs initially acted like it was going to be. It's like, yo, you showed us the gameplay features already in the original trailer. Like, we get it. The tears are going to be something, but now we know, I guess, that it's going to be more of a thing in gameplay. Like, we saw Link
Skyward
going
Swording
through
it.
parts of the level.
Oh yeah.
We saw him going through parts of the level by like transferring into this tier liquid thing. I don't know. We saw that before though.
You.
Yeah.
Turned into the Tears of the Kingdom.
Yes.
Solved it.
We did it.
And so really in this update, it was really just reminding, it was an official release date, which I don't have in front of me, but it was May something. I feel like May 20 something next year. May of 2023, official release date for Tears of the Kingdom. Everybody's excited. They shared the box art. It's fucking phenomenal. Of course, everybody's going to get it.
All I know is that these Tears of the Kingdom better rehydrate Ganondorf because I'm trying to see that rehydrated Ganondorf. Dang it!
Oh, you're going to see it.
Oh, I hope so.
You're going to see it like 35 hours.
They're making him look fine,
Odysseus in chat says after the last game, he said giving way to a new series of games, Jiggle likes.
Listen, that's another pod. That's the After Dark that we have to have. Yeah.
Oh,
we can go into that
jeez, Rick, I gotta get out of
here. You know what? Speaking of that, the quick ones: Resident Evil 7, 8, 2 remake, and 3 remake official cloud releases on Switch, which is really cool. I don't like doing that. I don't like the prices because they are full price releases, and it's on the cloud. So when it's gone, it's gone. We've seen those with Control and
Kingdom Hearts.
Plague's Tale, Kingdom Hearts. Yeah, Kingdom Hearts is the least desired one though. At least the other games were good and definitely wouldn't run on a Switch normally.
Wait, did you just say that Kingdom Hearts isn't good?
Bro, it's Kingdom Hearts on cloud when you could fucking put them all on a cartridge. Don't get us started. We're gonna fight. But Resident Evil 7 and 8, that's awesome. 8 is officially October 28th. They said 2 and 3 are going to be 2022, but they didn't say when. I don't know why it's going to take that much difference in time, but I would say by December 31st, I guess, for 2 and 3 remake. And then Tunic is coming out on the 27th of September, so that's cool. Tunic is definitely a game that it's already on Game Pass, but it's definitely something that would be better played handheld, in my opinion. So
yeah.
Yes.
If you want another Zelda-like on your Switch, then have at it. And I'm guessing it's going to be $20 to $25, probably $25. I didn't see a price for sure.
But it's definitely going to have the Nintendo tax for sure. So it's going to be more expensive than it would be on, anywhere else.
Yeah, but I mean, I think Death's Door is sitting at $20. So Tunic, if it goes higher than 25, it would be kind of funny. But
I don't think so. No way.
Yeah, I'd be surprised.
but other than that, there was a litany of remakes and stuff. But my last one before I let Sav take over here, we got Story of Seasons: A Wonderful Life, which is a GameCube remake coming out next year. It's officially known as one of the best of the Harvest Moon series of games, basically, because that's what Story of Seasons diverged from. Totally the perfect farming sim, life sim. You get to fucking do whatever you want to. Like Stardew Valley wants to be this game, you know? It's where the craze came back
Wait.
from.
Actually, honest question here. The only things in the Stardew Valley lineage that I know is really Harvest Moon. So where does this?
Story of Seasons is Harvest Moon. It's the same thing.
Oh, it is
That's
the same thing.
They had a licensing issue. I don't remember the full story, but they had a licensing issue back in the early 2000s that stopped them from being able to use Harvest Moon with that team, with the team of devs. I don't remember exactly what it was, if it was a PlayStation thing or a Nintendo thing.
I'd love to hear this as a party
whole
topic sometime.
thing. Yeah,
like for real. I'd love to know. Because for me, I only caught up with the. It's like I love Lovecraft, right? But if I don't love Lovecraft, that guy sucks, and a bunch of his stories are a little too weird, even when they're not like problematic. But stuff that's inspired by Lovecraft, I'm on board. So like that's Stardew, right? I was like, I don't know what came before, but these guys, they got it. They got it. So I'd love to hear that story of how all that went down and how it became so influential. While still, I had no idea what it was until its like successor came out, right?
Yeah, it's wild what happened. And there's still Story of Seasons games coming out. So
there's still Harvest Moon games coming out too.
Yeah, technically.
Technically.
The quality is a slight difference between them nowadays, but yeah, that's a whole thing. But it's literally one of the most beloved farm sim life sims that's ever come out. So I think Story of Seasons was like 2004, I want to say. So it's got a lineage behind it for sure. That's especially with this was not the only farm/life sim.
Oh my god, so many. There were so many.
What you mean? Why? Like checks notes, various day life. What kind of name is that?
Okay, and so thankfully, Various Day Life does have some elements, but I thought it was exactly what it sounds like too. But it is Various Day Life is actually more.
There was like Story of Seasons, Various Day Life. There was Harvestella. There was like I think a Rune Factory, wasn't there?
There was a Rune Factory. Not only saying a new Rune Factory series was coming, but a remake of 3. I want to say, because 3 and 4 were on 3DS, and then 5 is on Switch. It's a whole thing. It could have been its own direct, and honestly, it probably should have. We should get a Farm Sim direct instead in the future because of how this one went.
And Fae Farm. That was another one. Fae Farm.
Yeah, there was a very indie game.
It was so My Sims looking. I was like, aw, still not gonna play you.
Yeah, I was very sad personally about it myself because I'm just like, man, Nintendo's literally bringing out the money for the big hitters, the nostalgia feels, and that's where I'm gonna go.
Do you think
that said, Harvestella is cool too?
Would actually, honestly, do a farm sim direct or like something like that, where they just instead of focusing on, Pokemon or Splatoon direct style or Pokemon Present style, like they actually went into a specific genre across 30 minutes? Because I feel like whenever
they have the Indie World one, so it's not
the Indie Worlds get really close. Yeah.
Okay.
And there were a few other mini indie directs that happened over this past week. I didn't get to catch all of them, but at the same time, it was the same situation. It's like every dev is making a farm sim. Every dev is making this weird thing that has its own niche and has been a niche that was popular for the past 2 or 3 years,
Sure.
I can't wait for the Norse mythology farm sim.
Yeah, exactly. But then we got some big stuff.
Coming to Switch.
I love Letter too.
I'll get into the
with no dressing, of course.
No dressing.
I'll get into the purple stuff after Sov goes. So you
Okay, I was
get
wondering.
to
All
that.
right.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Because I do want to talk about Fire Emblem because I have some things to say about that.
Mhm.
So I'm going to kind of work backwards from what I have on my notes here because from the top is what I most want to talk about, and so I'm going to kind of wrap up to that. So um, there's a new like game coming out called Raincode, which looks like a mix of Persona Q, which is like that 3DS game, and Phoenix Wright. You basically play as like this lawyer from another world or whatever, and you have like this demon companion named Shinigami, who's a cute little ghost who turns into like a really cute, like uwu Hatsune Miku maid type deal, and she's just like super dommy mommy, which is weird. So basically, it's like it's made by the same people who do Danganronpa. So if you used to Danganronpa or Persona or anything like that, this is going to be right up your alley. It's very anime, very weeb friendly,
Yeah.
but also with more litigation. So if you like Phoenix Wright, give it a try. You know. Then we have Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe, which originally came out on the Wii, I believe. Right? That's right.
That game
It's pretty good.
rules.
It introduced
It
rather
does.
Magalore, I think is his name, which is like the cutest little Kirby thing that ever come out since.
Is that how Donald Trump came to be in power? The Magalore?
Boo, boo. That is funny though, but boo. So we get to relive those days portably, yay, with the Switch. I always enjoy like really good Wii and Wii U games coming to the Switch because it's just like, oh no, it's another remake. But this one I could take with me. That's the whole thing with the Switch is I could take it with me. I don't care what comes out on the Switch. I will always buy it for the Switch because I can take it with me, y'all.
And of course, 4-player co-op.
Yes.
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 Heck yeah.
And the new mini games that are coming, and the samurai one coming back, which is like my favorite mini game from Kirby Superstar. Y'all, I got a .01 on that. You know, my reflexes were like, bam.
Some of those mini games were the Wii ones. I remember some of the other ones. Some of those were actually from the advanced game. I remember.
Yeah.
Mirror, was it Mirror? Amazing Mirror? That one? Amazing Mirror?
There was Nightmare in Dreamland, and then there was another one. I forget what the other
The
one was.
Amazing Mirror.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like all those mini games are fucking bangers,
They're
and I
so
cannot
good.
wait.
We need the return of like the Crystal Shards ones because those ones were bangers. Oh, also a sequel to Kirby Air Ride, please. Thank you. Please understand.
Please understand.
Sakurai, get on it.
That's right, because HAL Laboratory. You know, I forget. After that, we have Mario Rabbids, Sparks of Hope, which we got to see a little bit more of the stuff behind that. They're introducing side quests.
Hell yeah.
I mean, side quests are okay, right? They're optional, but like I'm very not for like fetch quests. If it's a fetch quest, blah. I like side quests if they're like, you know, intriguing. But if I have to like go to a thing and then have to remember to bring it all the way back to a thing, like 5 chapters later or whatever, I'm just like,
Yep.
I'd rather not.
Although I would expect with the level of polish that they have that it's not going to quite be the normal fetch quest. Like they should have the quality of life, you know.
Yeah, that's fair.
But they do seem to want to really extend the life of the game because I mean it took them 5 years to get this one out since the last,
Man,
and a lot of money.
that's
It is definitely more RPG like for sure, which I appreciate because the last one, like you still get like the XCOM goodness, but it was just all XCOM goodness. You know, you would go over the world map and then you go to the next stage and it was just, you know, XCOM. And then you would go to the next stage, it's XCOM. This has like more stuff to do in between all that, which I do appreciate. I just hope that there's more to do than side quests.
yeah.
I also have on here the Nintendo Switch Online update,
Mm.
which is so big.
Fi-Fi.
It is juicy.
Sexy.
I'm talking like
It is good.
it's a whole.
We all got an adjective in there.
It's awesome sauce. So they are coming out with snowboarding. What's it called?
1080.
Pilot Wings 64.
It's pronounced tenacity.
Pilot Wings 64, which I've never actually played the Pilot Wing series before. Everything I know about the Pilot Wing series comes from Smash Bros. So, I'm actually cool with that coming to the Switch because now I get to like try it out and see what it's all about. Um, from what I've seen of Pilot Wings, like the original one, you're just landing a plane. So I wonder how they make that into an interesting game.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna
High
I'm gonna
stakes,
explore
just
that.
higher and higher stakes.
Just like, oh, you gotta land between these trees. Oh, good job. Oh, you gotta land between these mountains.
I mean,
Like,
to-
oh, you've had a really bad day at home, or you've had it's been a tough week with the wife, so you're flying the plane, but you're drinking. You're not supposed to, but you got a gin and
Wow.
tonic over here, so the plane's
Wow.
really hard to land. It's a little shaky. Maybe high winds.
And then you gotta land between Japan and the Norse mythology.
there's a pretty wide gap. It's a lot of mileage.
Yeah.
Like,
But that gin and tonic, it's crazy.
It's crazy.
But the real big ones, y'all. Whew, I'm gonna try to keep it simple because you know how I get. Mario Party 1 and 2. Mario Party 2 is one of my favorite N64 games like of all time.
Yes.
Costumes are coming back, and I'm really sad that they weren't here for Mario Party Superstar. That the new one for the Switch, because they brought Mario Party 1, 2, and 3 mini games and boards in, but not the costumes. Not the costumes, y'all. The costumes, Nintendo, come on. But now we get them, so that's great. We get to see Horrorland and all of its like true, original, gory blood that's really ketchup with an actual giant ketchup bottle in the corner of the map. Goodness. They removed the
Lol.
ketchup bottle. They removed the ketchup bottle in the Switch game, and I'm sad about it because that was the best part of that map.
Wait, why?
So,
Just
so I guess it's just paint in the Switch game. You don't see the ketchup bottle. It's a really funny gag, but
Right.
it's not there in the
wow.
Switch game.
They just
Yeah.
Nintendo has no more room for laughs. It's all kill God and jizzle. Oh my gosh, jiggle physics. Wow, Nintendo's changed, man.
You know what? New niche. We found the next one.
That's for the After Dark. I'm gonna leave Vilos in charge of the pilot program to work with Nintendo, get that off the ground. Anyway,
I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
We got it. We got it clipped. Right, Odysseus? Yes.
God, I gotta get out of here. Hoi.
Speaking of jiggle physics, Tales of Symphonia Remastered is coming to the Switch as well, which will bring us back, even though they didn't call her out in the direct, Shina Fujibashi, the best ninja on the planet, clad in purple with her high pony goodness, Tales of Symphonia coming out, even though they called out, what's her name, Zelos and Persea. Persea's not even interesting. Whatever. She lost all her emotions. Big deal. We get it. You're Sundare. We get it. We get it. Sheena.
I'm
my
just
gosh.
Frosty the whole time.
I don't like you. But Baka. Like
I wanna see the actual party invite after dark where it's one of you guys, instead of having like a drunk history or like films in 40s is what Giant Bomb does, right? You watch a movie and everybody drinks a 40. It'd be the two of you, at least the two of you.
Let's do that, yeah.
Just very poorly describing a video game, or basically doing the party topic of the Harvest Moon thing that we talked about, except you have to be trashed.
Oh my god, yeah, that's drunk history, but with games. Yes, please.
Ooh.
Game history.
Drink gaming.
All right, that's gonna be for
Yes.
subscribers and patrons only. So I don't know. Get your recommendations ready. Send us something really obscure that Vilos
Up to
has.
the OF and tip.
Yeah.
It'll be obscure to them, just so you know. I am, I'm not Nintendo buff, so I'll probably already know. I'm
Oh,
a
yeah,
speedrunner. No. Actually sounds like a good idea. We should put that in the Discord. But anyway,
Write that down.
Sovereign with a
write
Y,
that down.
and not where you think.
Not what you
Yeah.
think.
Um,
Oh my god.
that really would be a lot of fun, though. Like, seriously, I would pay to watch that. That would be so much fun.
Well, Violet and I are we already have a fight on our schedule, so we might as well make it about
Yeah,
this.
we gotta do that.
Well, wonderful. Well, what else? What do we got on here?
So we have Pokemon. Pokemon and its Pokemon Presents, I think it was last week, finally revealed what it meant by, the 3 paths that it was talking about when we first got the announcement. That it's like, it's not going to be all about gym leadership. Of course, it's still going to be about gym leadership. That's one of the paths, y'all. I mean, it's Pokemon. We're going to be getting badges.
I mean, come on.
So One of the stories is, of course, going through the Pokemon League, and Nimona, who is going to be your quote unquote rival throughout that path. Um, she's going to be like cheering you on and also taking you down and all that whatnot. And then we finally got to meet the big kahuna behind it all. Last time we had Chairman Rose, who, spoiler alert, turned out to be evil. Well, not evil, misguided.
Yeah, he was barely evil.
He was just like, I want to provide energy for my people by like annihilating the whole entire land that we live on.
Look,
Oops.
sometimes
It's for the people.
you can't provide power to the whole grid without breaking a few eggs. That's what they say.
True.
It's just science.
So we got to meet in this one in Paldea. Her name is Chairwoman. Actually, officially Chairwoman. That's the term that they use, which I love. Because you normally like chairman is like the catch-all term for like the role. But she is Chairwoman Gita. And she got legs that go all the way down. You hear what I mean? Like all the way down. She got legs on legs on legs.
All the way to her feet.
Mm-hmm. And she got
They
some
do
honker
go
feet.
there.
I mean, I don't know if it's just the shoes, but like I really appreciate her character design. It's like so nice. And she's got the sleek little suit on with her navy blue hair. Like she can she good. She's good. We love her. We love Gita in this house. We stand Gita.
We
But
said
she seems really like amiable at this point. We don't know much about her. We don't know if it's going to be like another Chairman Rose situation. But the internet has dubbed her the new Cynthia. So I have some good hopes for her because, as we all know, Cynthia is the queen.
The goat.
Yes, and she's retiring. She's retiring from Pokemon Chip. Yes, I don't know if that's serious or not, but she's retiring.
Is that a Masters thing or is that an anime thing?
It's in Pokemon Journeys. So
Okay.
like there's the whole World Championship or whatever going on, and like they're in the finals. I haven't seen any of the finals championship episodes or anything. I know, but like one of the big things that she reveals when she's battling Ash is that she's like, after this championship, I'm gonna retire, which we kind of got a glimpse of in Black and White anyway because she has that like resort home on Undella Island.
Come on, it's just gonna be, oh my god, Ash beat me, and now I feel reignited to be a better trainer. It's like, man, come on.
No, she's gonna retire. I mean, we thought the same thing that's
It's
what
time.
Giovanni was gonna do. Like
It's
Giovanni was
time.
in charge to like break up his team and then go away, but then he came back. So I don't know if it's gonna be the same thing.
It's like Serena. Serena's like, I'm out. Time to go.
Honestly, Serena, she's earned her retirement. She's
Exactly.
Oh,
earned
yeah.
her- yeah.
That's what I'm saying about what's her bucket?
Oh, Cynthia. Oh yeah, yeah. I
Cynthia.
guess that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. She's earned this. Take a break.
Yeah.
Please, I'm tired of seeing that Garchomp. Please take a break, Cynthia.
We all know what we can do against dragon types now.
Hmm. Maybe that's why she was like, "Oh, fairies. Oh, I'm out. I'm different. Like this shit. I'm out." Like,
Odysseus says she's like, what, in her 20s? That's ancient for being a Pokemon trainer.
yeah, gotta age out in that shit. Got to.
It's like, is Pokemon just esports? Is that?
Yes.
I think Pokemon is esports.
You're actually very right.
could be-
Like
could be, yeah.
contests, like the contests have old people in them still, right? But
Yeah.
that's because they're like
Like-
dog shows, you know?
mhm.
Yeah.
You
So
actually
they're
get
like
to face
dog
your
shows.
mom, and
Yeah.
when you get good enough, you get to face your mom, and you're just like, hello, oh, honey, you're about to be
Right.
grounded. Ha-ha. Like, but I'm really excited about that. So that's just the first path, and then the other two
Oh,
are,
gosh.
yeah, right. Well, the other
You're
ones
like,
are,
and that was covered in the first 20 seconds of the trailer. It was 45 minutes long.
the next paths are, you travel with Arwen, who's like shown to be one of your other quote unquote rivals. He's a little older than you are. Both actually everyone is like Nimona and Arwen. They're both older than you. Mela, the other rival, she's older than you. You're looking for this item called the Herba Mystica, which I joked when I was watching the trailer. I was like, "You mean spa water?"
Spa water.
But no, apparently Pokemon are going berserk and becoming super giant titans, is what they're being called in the game. So if you've played Pokemon Arceus, then you'll probably be familiar with like the alpha phenomenon. This is kind of akin to that. They're not like extremely hostile or anything. They're just hella huge, and they shouldn't be.
Oh, so that's why we
So-
saw that big boy crab.
The giant claw.
Mhm.
Everyone loves Cloth, by
He's
the way.
so
All the
great.
memes that are coming
Yeah.
out.
I
they're
saw.
so good.
So he's one of, she is one of the starters, right?
Mm-mm. Cloth is just a Pokemon. It's a rock crab.
Okay.
You know,
I saw a picture
rock lobster.
where it was like, man, we always get 3 Pikachus for the starters, which was an exaggeration, but it showed some of the starters from generations past. And they just got it. They got a cute Pokemon with a big smile on its face, and it's small and jumping to the side. They're like, why can't we have a starter like Cloth? And it's just Cloth from the dumbest looking screenshot, from the whole thing. And I'm seeing that, and I'm like, yeah, Team Cloth, man. I was digging through.
It does blush. It has blush marks.
Oh,
So,
really?
I mean, yeah.
Cute. See, I was digging through some old screenshots and stuff, which you guys might see tonight because I added a very basic version of what I hope to have later, of like a slideshow of wallpapers and screenshots and stuff that I've taken over the years, and I'm gonna open it up soon to the community as well to submit some stuff, whether it's just something silly or cool or whatever. But while I was looking for stuff to put in there, I found some of my old Pokemon Go screenshots, and I was like, oh yeah, I used to keep Porygon as a main, because I just wanted a Pokemon that other people didn't have as a main, right? I was like, I could do Arcanine, because Arcanine's dope as hell, but everybody thinks Arcanine's dope as hell, because they're right, because he's cool. But I was like, I just want something unusual, and Team Cloth over here, us Team Clothers, we just want to stand out, we just want our pal with the blush marks, classic crab. I just wish they were a starter. I want to give me something really kind of ugly.
Maybe you could like catch it early on and then just abandon your starter in the box somewhere or something.
Oh hell yeah!
This is
True.
a starter.
I mean, we haven't seen those final Evos yet.
But for poor freaking Lechonk, Lechonk came out on the internet, which is like, oh Lechonk, oh my gosh, Lechonk. But now Cloth is here. Friendship ended with Lechonk. Now Cloth is my new best friend.
No, they're pals. They're like Tyra and RuPaul, right? They're just two versions of the same, they're the gym leader Pokemon of the the not Pikachus.
They're frenemies.
Yes. They respect each other, but there's the drama on screen,
A sort of an almost hot take from Tegan, almost.
Almost. But I don't know enough for you to take my...
It was tepid. It was tepid at best.
Yes, thank you. That Tepid's the third Pokemon to come out. Unreleased.
There is Tepig, the starter from Black and White.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's a fire pig.
This is fun. This is just great. We're having fun.
Norse mythology Pokemon. We do have a Viking Meow, but that's neither here nor there.
A Viking? Okay, we're saving this for another. Write it down. We'll revisit later.
Drunk history Pokemon.
I love hearing about Pokemon when I don't actually have to care about it, like when we're just goofing, because I'm not going to play it, but I like the idea of learning a bunch of Pokemon, not retaining any of the information, and then every time I discover it, it's brand new and exciting. It's just there's so much.
The eternal whimsy.
Before we move on, at least from me sidetracking us really hard, I loved that meme from a week or two ago that was the periodic table, right? It's like, remembering the periodic table? Too many things, too many elements to remember. 861 Pokemon or whatever? Oh yeah, I got them all memorized, no problem.
The thing about that is if you're a Pokemon player, they've been hammered into your memory for ever and ever and ever. How often through school have we heard about the periodic table? So it's just that retention sort of thing.
Oh, totally.
I know Cobalt. Yep, that's one.
Oxygen's on there.
Sure,
it's on there somewhere. I don't know.
But yeah, it says in all caps, "Can I be part of Pokemon Drunk History?" We'll get the whole gang in here. We even had Ecto in our Discord, Ecto TV, who you should go check out on YouTube, talking about making a trivia show that he's opening up. That a bunch of people, including Shani, who's regular in here, of course, among other people, to jump on and do a bunch of trivia, and a bunch of just game show type things. The thing that Ecto had suggested was he's like, one time we had a contest. It was you have 3 minutes to draw the best picture of Sonic, right? So it's adjacent to Jackbox games, but it's all stuff
That's so cool.
He and I think his partner have come up with. But all of that sounds fantastic.
Yeah.
And the fact that we have the community to not only come up with these ideas, but to see them to fruition, fucking awesome. So I really want Pokemon Drunk History to happen. I'm excited for Ecto's trivia, and I don't know. We'll make a periodic table of Pokemon someday or something. Anyway, I'll shut my mouth. But I love hearing about all this stuff. Saab, I
I do want to
interrupted
circle
you.
back around to since I'm talking about Pokemon right now. I forgot to mention that Pokemon Stadium 1 and 2 are both coming to Nintendo Switch Online.
The big ones.
Those are the big ones. I don't know how I got sidetracked away from them.
Yeah, who could? Chris, was that you?
Nope,
But
wasn't me.
you cannot transfer any Pokemon to those games, nor can you transfer them from those games. So it's strictly rental Pokemon, which is kind of disappointing, but at the same time, you still get the experience. Like you get all the mini games, you get the relive the story, quote unquote, the overarching like everything. So I mean, it's cool. If you've never played the Pokemon Stadium games before, check them out on the Nintendo Switch Online if you have it, which you should.
Still some of the best mini games of all time in Pokemon
Oh,
Stadium
dude,
1.
Egg Emergency is like the best, and I can't remember the name of it, but the slicing one with Scyther and Pinsir. Oh, so
Mhm.
good. They're so good.
Yeah, lots of
Please
good
get,
stuff.
please get the NSO. Please get it. Just do it. Please. Okay. Moving on from that, back to Pokemon. So the second path is the Urban Mystica. So you go with Arwen to find the item or whatever. It's gigantifying all the Pokemon and whatnot. Okay, cool. Fetch quest. So the third one is the evil quote unquote team. We don't really know much about them, but they're called Team Star, and it seems like it's a bunch of rebellious students that have like maybe eschewed the school system. I'm not sure what it's about there, but
A shoot? Is
the
that a
leader-
school feud? A shoot?
You, Tegan. You're like, if you were a gym leader, your thing would be like Blaine, where you have like all the riddles and the dad puns. Like that would be you.
Yep, I'm here all night. I'll keep them coming. Is there a dad Pokemon? I'll be the dad Pokemon trainer that you have to fight.
There's a mom Pokemon. There's Kangaskhan.
Oh, that's true.
I don't know. I feel like maybe Sock or something would be a dad.
Is he just a
No.
sock?
Martial arts.
Just
dad.
SOCK spelled the normal way. It's just a sock.
It's just
No,
like a super
fighting
lame
type, like-
and martial artist. Like he's a dude. He's like almost a
Well,
person.
you know his karate gi or whatever.
Really?
That's actual skin, which is so disturbing.
Slacking.
Yeah, see that makes it worse. But oh my
Yeah.
god, slacking. Yeah, that's not that far off from a dad.
Yeah,
I
actually,
think.
that's pretty dad. Pretty dad.
That's the yeah. The like lazy. Is it a sloth Pokemon?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it's a massive sloth.
Hey, Chow.
He's
His
shocked.
ability is called Truant, which means every turn he doesn't do anything. He just loafs around. So yeah, pretty dad.
Oh,
Literally every other turn he just loafs around. He doesn't listen to any commands or anything. So great.
love it.
But Team Star, their leader is Mela, and oh my gosh. Hello,
Hella.
Mela.
Hello,
Like-
Mela.
I will be on your team. I will join your team. She is gorgeous, y'all. I don't care for her boots, but like she got some boots that are crazy ridiculous that put SpongeBob's squeaky boots from the show to shame. Like it's just awful. But she's leader of them. She fights you on top of a giant supercar, like a big old fat car, which people are thinking that's the Pokemon because it has an eye and like an engine mouth tongue.
Okay.
Yeah, people
I
were
don't know if the
memeing
whole
it with
car.
Fury Road, so
It's
it
fantastic.
was pretty accurate.
I mean,
I don't know if the whole car is a Pokemon though. I think it's just like the engine part. It could be like a new Steel type or something.
oh goodness. It's a plug and play. It's got a bunch of frames you can put it in. Suddenly it's a mech Pokemon. It's the very first actual
It's
mech
the
Pokemon.
new Rotom. Oh my god, that would be so cool. Because Rotom could turn into like the appliances, refrigerators, washing machines, and all that whatnot.
Oh
So,
really?
like,
So he's a Transformer. So there's a
it's a-
Transformer Pokemon.
it's a ghost type Pokemon
He's
that
an
infects electronics. It's like
yeah.
a virus sort of thing.
Oh,
so it
I
takes over
should have
the-
known it was a ghost Transformer. I'm sorry.
Yeah, of course.
Hello.
Uh,
This is why we don't invite you to the periodic
it's a
table.
haunted
No,
one. Yeah, right.
but that's all for Pokemon. There's a lot of stuff to digest there. We got the new kind of glimpse at some of the new gym leaders, the new like people that we see, like Grass Daddy Brassius. He comes with it. He has a whole thorn whip, y'all. Like
Wow.
Milo, who comes from Generation 8, who's my favorite gym leader of all time, besides Nessa. He's my little wholesome
He-
soft dom.
He was just
Milo.
a tall ginger boy. Yeah.
Well, he's definitely like he gives you that aftercare, after you're done. He makes sure you're okay, get you water and everything. No, this is Dungeon Daddy Brassius, y'all.
Dungeon Daddy Brassius. Let's go.
He's gonna leave you waiting for a towel. I'm just saying. Anyway, so there's that. Moving on to Splatoon 2. Speaking of, moving on to Splatoon 2.
3.
Sorry, 3. Sorry, 3. I get I'm in a mood now. Splatoon 3, which has just released last weekend. It is
Splathreen.
Splathreen. Ugh, this is so gross.
Yeah, that is nasty.
Splathreen. The Splatfest has been announced. This is the
Yeah,
major news that we got
Splatfest
from
is
the-
not gross though. I'm glad we keep that name.
Yep.
Anyway, carry on. Did they remove Team Ketchup and it's now Team Paint as well?
No. So Splatfest, the way that works with 3 is there's 3 teams that you could choose now, which is really interesting because now halfway through the Splatfest of the 2 original teams that fight, the teams split up into 3, with one team being the one that's in the lead currently as of the halfway point, and then the other 2 joining forces to become, well, not joining forces, but they're fighting against the leader of the team. So there's 3 teams on the field at once, which is really crazy to get used to, but like it's really easy to pick up. But last time it was team, like which one is the best move in rock paper scissors, rock paper or scissors. This time the thing is, what would you bring to a deserted island, right?
A
And
knife
the teams
or a bat?
Okay, so you would be team gear then. So it's team gear, and then team grub, and team fun, which I'm so upset is not team games, because then they're gonna have the alliteration. It was right there.
Oh, it was right there.
It was right there.
What an upset.
Y'all know how much I love alliteration, so like I was upset about that one. I wasn't gonna join that team anyway because it's not Team Fry, which is, I mean, obviously I'm gonna be Fry for everything. So
I hope at the end of every game people type in chat GFG. You know, it's sportsmanship.
Sportsmanship, splatsmanship.
Splatsmanship.
But that's basically all of the Splatoon 3 stuff that we got. We don't even know like who's representing what. If they're going from the same format, it's going to be Shiver with Team Gear, and then Fry with Team Grub, and then Big Man with Team Fun.
Wait, what's his name?
So-
Big Man, Brassy Boy? Big
Big Man's the manta
Big Man,
ray.
he's a manta ray.
Oh, that's cool. Wait, so
Yeah,
how...
No, he's exactly your type. Like he's you.
he's big and
thank
goofy.
you.
Like super duper big and goofy. All he
Thank
says is "hey," but it like translates to what he's actually saying. So he'll be like "hey."
Hey. I like that.
He's a guy. He's a dude. So he's fun. He's a lot of fun. But yeah, that's all I got. You know, on my end of the Nintendo spectrum. Play Splatoon 3.
The
Hashtag
Splatoon
this
thing.
is an ad. Do y'all see what I'm wearing, y'all? It's an ad.
Well, shoot. I mean, if we could come up with custom games, it would be the Xbox, Sony, and Nintendo teams, right? We'd all just be competing for the ad. Whoever wins gets sponsorship. A
Yeah,
not
let's do that Splatfest.
sponsorship from the.
Oh yeah, we could do that.
Splatoon seems cool. I've watched a bunch of streams of it. Well, I have been in the room while Lizzie has watched a bunch of streams of it, and seems cool. The whole idea of it, that it's basically my favorite level of Super Mario Sunshine turned into a game, pretty cool. You know? Yeah. Maybe we still own a Switch. I mean, you know, we had two. Now we still own one. I might pick it up. Seems cool. So.
I think I can't remember if there's like a demo or not, but no, I'm thinking of there's a free trial for Nintendo Switch Online. So if you don't have it, then you can use that to play the game. So that's what I'm thinking of.
Oh, we got a whole family pass. It's a family affair.
So do we. It's the best deal because you could share with 8 people and pay $10 a year.
Oh my gosh! There was news a while ago? Oh no! It was a rumor. I think there's a pilot program in Japan, but it's like a family plan for Game Pass where you'd be able. It was only.
Oh yeah, no, it's coming
Oh, yeah,
here.
yeah.
It is here, but in a very specific places. I don't think it's in. I think it's in Canada, but it's not in the rest of North America. Something like that.
Well, I'm hyped for that.
Canada gets everything: free healthcare, family Game Pass, free
Dude,
healthcare.
I have, because of Discord Nitro, I have
Also
two
free healthcare.
separate gifts for Xbox Game Pass that they have to go to two different people because they can only be used for new subscribers or whatever, new members. So I'm sitting on two of those that expire in October and November. But now I'm just like, give me a family plan. I will straight up I will pay $26 a month just to give my friends Game Pass all over the place. I'll be like, look, I'm not holding you hostage, but I bought this for you, and you have to play with me.
I mean, they'll definitely lose a few subs, but I don't think it's enough that it would really matter. Like a lot of those people are people that we're not going to pay for it in the first place. So
Right. It's all about getting it in the home, getting it in the living room.
pulling it back to the last few Nintendo things. honestly, these are some of the things that you guys that don't play Nintendo games might actually be interested in.
Chris.
Like,
What?
come on. Okay. So
Chris,
I
do you
might
know
not.
Wait, how long was
even?
this show? We're just checking to see how long this show was because we're still talking about
Mhm.
Nintendo things. It's crazy.
I love it.
So this one, it might be Tegan's thing. It's not going to be Chris's thing, I don't think. But you like Tinykin. You really like Tinykin, right? You still like it?
Yeah, but because it's not Pikmin. Mostly.
Listen. But if Pikmin got prettier and was set in more of a human environment, which it looks like Pikmin 4, which was not just announced, it was finally revealed and got a release year.
That's funny. That's a
Uh,
funny thing to say out loud. Release
yeah,
year,
it's
baby.
ridiculous. Listen, the funniest thing was that a couple days before, some of the bigger like Nintendo Life and some other Nintendo personalities on Twitter were making jokes about it because there was a fire at Nintendo like a couple weeks ago,
Oh, really?
and they decided to intentionally spread the rumor that the Pikmin 4 master copy was part of the fire, and it's complete bullshit because just days later this reveal came and it was so funny. But yeah, Pikmin 4 is official. Shigeru Miyamoto himself came on screen on the direct and first off decided to tell everybody about Pikmin Bloom or whatever, the mobile game by Niantic.
I really want that shirt that he was wearing, by the way.
Yes,
a
that
cool
is
shirt.
available. It is available. Yeah.
Yo,
No, there's a
Miles,
site.
how many times
There's
have
a
you
site,
said
Sub.
that exact sentence? One
Exactly.
of us says, I want to have that shirt, and then you say,
Yeah.
you can buy that with real dollars.
Yes, you can. Sav, if you don't have the link in like 5 minutes, I'll find it for you because I know that he literally said you can get this shirt.
I need it. I don't even play Pikmin, and I just think, as a graphic designer, I just
Mhm.
appreciate really good design. So, like, give me.
Yes. And Odysseus says, "What if Pikmin was in feudal Japan? You know,
Or
or
Norse
Norse mythology." But Pikmin 4, the little bit that they showed, they obviously showed the little text of saying this is not final product, this is not gameplay, blah blah blah. But it showed like a park bench and like a little bit of a fence and like a purse on the ground or something, I think. So it was actually in a human environment, not just in the garden textures that we normally know of in the Pikmin games. You know,
yeah,
And
the
it seems
bottom
like
of
they're
a
focusing
forest.
more on like
Yeah.
perspective too.
Yeah.
So it's not like super like top down isometric or whatever. Like in the old, it seems like more on the plane with where you're actually traversing, which I think is a really cool touch because then it creates more of that immersion of like I'm tiny, I'm small.
totally.
Yeah, and if it's a little bit more cinematic and actually has production value, maybe that's why it's taken this fucking long, or maybe that's why they sat on it a little bit longer. Then that's great. I'm excited. I was a Pikmin faithful from the first game. That was my first GameCube game. Like,
So
I
do
am
you play
so down.
Bloom?
No.
Wow, fake fan, imposter,
Fraudulent ban. What is
Listen,
that? Pikmin
I don't
Bloom?
need reasons to go outside. Come
it's
on.
the mobile app made by Niantic, the same people behind Ingress and Pokemon Go.
Yep.
And it's a Pikmin game.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I've never heard of this. Or,
And
like
I'm
I
pretty
mentioned
sure you're
earlier,
just-
I forget everything. So I'm relearning about this probably.
What I've seen from it, because I totally shut down when Miyamoto was talking about it. He, like most people that play it, use it as just a daily walk tracker sort of thing. So it would be down your alley, I would expect.
I should play this.
yeah.
I step a lot.
Yeah, Pikmin Bloom, man. But besides
Can
that,
I trade my Pikmin though? When they come out with Pikmin Stadium, can I trade between?
I would actually play
Maybe
Pikmin
one day.
Stadium. Like you joke, but I would play that.
I
mean,
I'm
there's
surprised.
6 types, 7 types now.
Yeah,
so.
but you could even incorporate all the cool monsters that are like staples of the.
That's true.
Or
they could do a lot of
the
stuff.
only one
with
I know.
Pikmin.
There were a lot of animals in that game. Yeah.
Yeah, I would definitely be interested in like like Mario Rabbids, right? That is a complete departure from any Mario game for sure. I don't know much about any other Rabbids games, but they're like, yeah, let's just try a brand new genre. You know, if they did something like that with Pikmin, not that I'm not interested in Pikmin 4, that looks pretty cool. I mean, we barely saw anything, but I'm
Well,
interested.
the one thing is that they didn't have success with Hey Pikmin, which was their one 3DS title, which I thought was really cool looking, but I didn't get to play it. And it was a side-scrolling adventure. They really did not do well on sales
That's
on that
sad.
one. So
Oops.
This is the first time I've heard of that. So yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, it was very much a little mini Metroidvania with. I don't think it really had much for puzzles, but it was
Wow.
Pikmin style puzzles instead of Metroid
All right,
stuff.
add that
So
to the list. We're gonna get a drunk history night. Sorry, Sob. What'd you say? I talked over you.
I said maybe they tried a little something too different with that. Like
yeah,
That's-
I mean, it looked really good on the 3DS.
maybe a Pikmin RTS, you know? Pikmin Emblem. That would be
I would
cool.
be down for that.
Pikmin, what was that Pokemon one called? Conquest? Pikmin Conquest?
There you go.
Oh, we need a sequel to that. That was a really good game.
So that leads us into the JRPG stuff. We got officially an Octopath Traveler 2 announcement that comes out February 24th of 2023.
I'm so excited.
That's just
I
going to be
think
good.
I think
It has a cat girl. Y'all already know. Bingo
Oh,
card.
yeah.
as far as I
Oh,
can
yeah.
tell, just about everything that we're about to discuss, because we're essentially moving on from Nintendo to talk about new releases, right? Or at least games that have new release dates. It's not to say that this won't be on Nintendo, but everything I can see right here, it looks like it will be here in the next 12 months ish, at
Yeah.
least in 2023, which is nice.
Yeah, nothing really was officially later than May. That was Zelda. That was very purposeful because the fiscal year for Nintendo is like March something. That's like heavily known. And it's funny. I know it's not the only game. There were a couple games actually that landed on the same date as Octopath Traveler 2, the February 24th. So that's a big date for some reason. So people are going to be latching onto that particular date. But anybody that hasn't played Octopath Traveler 1 already, it is on Game Pass for the time being. So, get on it. That's 50 to 70 hours of your life to fret away. It's gorgeous. It's a great time. Just play it. If you want to get into JRPGs, it's a really great start. And it's the Octopath Traveler 2, I think, did have some official links to the first game, which is not normal for Square's franchises like this.
I kind
Then-
of wonder if Octopath Traveler 2 will mention anything at all of the mobile game. I can't remember what it's called at the moment, but there's an
I bet it
Octopath
will.
Traveler. Do you think so?
Yeah, because
I
I
hope it
think
doesn't become like a whole Kingdom Hearts situation where you have to play like every iteration of every game that's ever been released in order to follow the storyline. Because like there's already 8 storylines that we have to follow between, and these ones are going to be 8 more. So like this
Right.
is so much.
I don't think it's necessarily actual lore or actual canon because I think the mobile game is like a verse thing. Like it's kind of like Fire Emblem Heroes. It's bringing characters from the series in to do random stuff. So I think I think there is some loose connections there. Yes, she is getting all the good pets.
Kitties in chat. Oh,
and there's
wait, what?
Asterisks, asterisks in chat.
And let's see, we got 2 quick ones. Fatal Frame Mask of the Eclipse. This was, I think it's actually the 0 title Fatal Frame that was previously only in Japan. Early 2023 for that. Fatal Frame is the game where you are using the what is it, the camera obscura or something like that
Yeah,
to
that's actually it. It's like exactly it.
to ward off these evil spirits, these ghosties, as they're coming at you. That's your combat, is actually taking pictures of the ghosts. It's really cool, really spooky, and it's always a good time to get one of those on a Nintendo system.
The thing
I'm
about
pretty
that is,
sure it's
like,
only digital.
it's always like you're trying to recover your lost memories or whatever, and I'm just like, at this point, I'm just gonna forget who I am. Like,
Yeah.
although-
That's the thing. It's always the same plot, and the characters almost always look exactly the same, like the same person. It really doesn't divert much from the rest of the series. But hey, it's cool.
maybe they're all
and
the same people.
I think there is a reincarnation theme in there somewhere, but
You know, Native Americans used to say that when you take a photo of someone, their soul is trapped in the photograph. You know, so
True.
maybe all your characters are just the same character that has been photographed and somehow brought out of frame. You know, off the page.
That's the classic line from Zoolander where she asks him, a bunch of Aboriginals have they believe that your soul is taken when a photo is taken of them. And he goes, "Well, I'd answer your question with another question. How many Aboriginals do you see modeling?"
And the way he said it was just like, oh my god, dude. Like,
Not like this.
Not like this.
But yes, Fatal Frame is cool, and it's coming out next year. Early next year, should be before May. Crisis Core, Final Fantasy VII Reunion. We knew it was coming already, but we did not expect it to be on Switch because it's basically almost running on the Final Fantasy VII remake engine.
Chris, did
Not
you hear?
exactly.
Did you hear the name of this? The
but it's
actual
close.
name of this game, Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion.
Yep.
It could get better.
Oh,
I mean, we could fix that. We can make it bigger.
We could add colon like a dragon to it.
Alpha Hyper Ultra Mega Super Arcade EX Gold
Yeah, EX
Ultra,
Phantom
DX.
Edition.
Anniversary.
Add
Alpha.
remake, even though we called it reunion, add remake at the fucking end just to make it, that much more special.
Maki.
But yeah,
I
this
sleep 358 by 2 days.
this again is the remake of the PSP, right? The PSP game that was a prequel to Final Fantasy VII.
Was Crisis Core? Yeah, that's right. Originally it was on PSP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this was hyped up at, I think, the State of Play before this one. It was hyped up. Everybody went apeshit because they're like, oh shit, his name's Zack, right? The main character of Crisis Core is Zack, because he is the one that gave Cloud his sword. And there's a whole lot of rumors about where the story of the remake is going because we got 2 more fucking games. And some people are thinking / hoping. I don't even know if anybody's really that hyped about it, but some people are thinking Zack actually will replace Cloud sometime during the next game, which is just hilarious. But enough about that.
Cloud's gotta retire too.
Yeah, Cloud's
this
earned it.
game,
Okay.
I thought these were quick ones.
Yeah, it's supposed to be. This game on Switch is just a surprise. Visually stunning, so people are getting excited about maybe seeing the full remake, but I doubt it.
Ooh, imagine on like the OLED Switch though, playing it in handheld.
Oh, it'd be
Like, it
gorgeous.
was so pretty.
Yeah.
Hashtag
And then, yes, get that OLED. We got 2 different versions, or 4 different versions, I guess,
I know
technically.
it's
That's a
taking
long
me out of here
hashtag.
because That's Splatoon 3, freaking, and the Pokemon one. I'm already broke. I just can't. I don't.
Exactly.
Ugh.
And the last one, which is unfortunately not going to get you guys, but come on, play some fucking strategy games, guys. Fire Emblem Engage, January 20th of 2023. We got the newest Fire Emblem game. It looks very shiny. None of the Fire Emblems have ever looked this good.
The
and
shiniest
that's coming
one
from
yet.
somebody that loved Three Houses.
Well,
It is.
Speaking of things that need to retire, I'm so sick of Marth. I'm just sick of her.
The picture
Marth
of
out of here.
all the
Like, why-
Marths.
All the Marth.
Yeah.
The like 10
Even
characters
the main
that all
protagonist
look
of this
like
game looks like Marth with like half red hair or whatever. Like
Yeah.
Marth and Roy just fused together into one person, and like it's very Xenoblade-y, where you, instead of like summoning the units or whatever, you fuse with them and like with the.
Oh no,
runes or
it's
whatever.
very Ouroboros. So we got 2 Ouroboros sightings, by the way, Thomas, for you.
Whoa.
We got the Ouroboros wannabe thing in Fire Emblem Engage, in which you join up with a classic Fire Emblem character like Marth to become this new awesome character. And then in Breath of the Wild, they actually have the Ouroboros symbol as the fucking logo now.
Oh
So
yeah.
it's just a Zelda version of the
Wow.
Ouroboros symbol.
Ouroboros
So,
really coming up,
yeah, Xenoblade is still doing it.
Is Ouroboros Nordic or Aztec?
Yeah, it actually is that as well.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, it's actually got its line in every culture in the world. But
Wow. Okay.
yeah, I believe it actually started in the Norse stuff, but
What?
the timelines are a gigantic question because, like I said, literally all the big cultures in the world have their version of the Ouroboros. So
The Ouroboros
have
is an ancient
that.
symbol depicting a serpent or dragon eating its own tail. So we've all
Yes.
seen something like that, and yeah, I mean, just anecdotally, I can tell you I've seen that many places.
Yeah. It's a big thing in the game Indigo Prophecy.
Yes.
Actually, I think that's where it all started.
Oh my god.
You're right.
Totally not, 12,000 years ago or anything.
Right,
No.
not the Mayans or anything
Maybe it
like
started
that.
an inscription. I think there was an Ouroboros.
Yes.
Are
Yeah.
the Mayans that old? I don't think they're that old.
Millions of years
the
old.
cultures of humanity though are fucking wild.
Yeah.
So by the way, we're at 1 hour and 48 minutes, and guess
Just
what?
say,
We
we're at a
haven't
2-hour
gotten to
pod.
games we
We're at a
played.
2-hour pod just on. That's why it's like, yo, how much longer are we gonna vamp on the Nintendo?
I mean, I'm
Chris,
here
what
for
kind
it.
of games you play?
Yeah, ever since we started doing like a 4-hour show, I got no, and we're full blown Twitch show now. So for everybody
That's
out there, we're no longer on Spotify, so we don't have to. Well, we're not focused on being on Spotify, so we don't have to
Yeah.
worry about people trying to listen to this whole ass show while driving to work. You know. But Chris has a point.
Yeah.
Because
I always like, especially when we have a lot of news. I'm just like, here's a couple quick ones. Boom, 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 and then we just got into like full deep dives on
went-
everything. And I was like, all right, well,
You know what?
full meme mode.
We haven't gotten the Game Pass money yet, so we've got to get the Switch
Gotta
money.
get
So
the
if
Game
we
Pass
can't get any fucking money, then what are we doing?
right?
What are we doing? Just ain't right.
So
Just ain't right.
let's we shot our shot. There we go.
Let's see. So what else have we got here? There's so many colors in the stock.
I think that was everything, actually.
Pikmin 4, Fire Emblem Engage, Octopath
Yeah, that was
Traveler
all the news.
2. Yeah, I think that's it. Okay, so then the only two little updates, these are little baby updates,
We say that.
are here's something that might make you laugh. World of Warcraft, according to a wowhead.com article. Wowhead is a very old World of Warcraft resource. Blizzard sent out a survey for Cataclysm Classic, right? To see people. So WoW Classic, the original vanilla, came out, I don't know, a couple years ago or something. I don't know, time's funny, so that might not be right, but they came out with vanilla, then the first expansion, then the second expansion. And so now they're talking about, they sent a survey out to be like, hey, the third expansion is where a lot of people, like me, jumped off the WoW train. That's when they were like, okay, this has changed too much, I'm out. So they sent out this survey to ask people like, hey, here's all the stuff that we changed. How specifically do you feel about each of these individual things that we changed? Like which ones did you like? Which ones did you not care about? Which ones were you like, nah, would have been better without it? And that's funny for two reasons. The first one is that they are just re-releasing the whole entire game. Eventually, the game will be out. Like the classic version will just be the same regular version. It'll just be retail WoW. It's wild that this game has entirely re-released itself just the same. Like nothing has changed across the re-releases. So this one in the survey, the other thing that's funny is they're like, hey, so if we fucked it up, tell us what we should change back, like, so they might, like, essentially they're opening up the door to re-releasing Cataclysm, not as the game that it was, like all the other classic releases have been, but tweaking it. So basically it's like a different timeline for World of Warcraft, where they're like, what if we did this knowing what we know now, and we actually added new quality of life changes to it? Because the other ones don't have quality of life changes.
Dude, Bungie's sitting over here just fucking salivating, hoping to re-release Destiny 1, dude. This
Bro,
is so...
totally.
Oh my god.
So it's wild. When I saw that, I was like, no way, but I totally believe it. So that's funny. Who knows what'll come of it? Because really, a lot of people like me jumped off during Cataclysm, so I'm not sure if... I will say it's not a sure thing if they will make Cataclysm Classic, because if it's as broken as a lot of people thought it was, then they won't buy it, and it'll be a huge waste of money. So who knows? I just thought that was funny. The other thing that we saw is a new character for Overwatch 2. Kiriko. It's easy. I don't know why I struggled with that. I only watched the trailer. I didn't read up any articles that further illustrated what she does, but she essentially seems like a very mobile support character, which seems dope. We saw her climbing walls like Genji and Hanzo. She clearly has like some sort of like Zenyatta's orb that like you just aim it at an ally and it buffs them, so you don't really have to target them very well. And then she throws some knives that you actually do have to aim with, which, much like Zenyatta, seems like high risk reward, right? Because you have to aim really well, but it looks like high-ish damage. She had an ability she throws a ball at the ground, and any allies hit by it get invulnerability, which is an ability that Baptiste has, at least in Overwatch 1. I haven't played any of Overwatch 2 yet. But seems cool. Odysseus is hype AF. He's the one who shared that news in Discord for me to check out. But seems very cool. A fun little trailer. Another thing to note here is Overwatch 2 has changed how you unlock heroes. So this hero is available to anyone who owns Overwatch 1 today, when the game comes out, when Overwatch 2 comes out. Or for people picking up Overwatch 2 for the first time, you can get it either by purchasing the Battle Pass or by reaching level 50 or something in the Battle Pass.
I think it's 55, yeah.
So that'll be a new way of unlocking heroes that is brand new for Overwatch. In the past, everyone gets the hero the day it comes out, and that's that. In this, the new Battle Pass system, that's how you'll unlock new heroes. I'm not mad about it. I think Battle Passes are fine. This also allows them to spend more money to update the game more often, which sounds great. Because Overwatch 1 it is a good game. I played it today, with not enough updates. Presumably because they don't have enough income for it. Who knows? I don't know how to run a business. And it's a fucking huge ass company, so I don't know how any of that stuff works. Anyway, that seems cool. So I'll be excited to find out more details about that character is like a human woman, a youngish human woman, and or a cool silvery fox, like a magical fox that climbs on rooftops as Japanese Asune, as they do. Kitsune, thank you. So yeah, that seems pretty cool. But I think with that, finally, we can move on to what we've all been asking for. Chris, what's the score in the Chiefs game?
It's not good. It's 17-7.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
I mean, my fantasy team's doing all right now, but yeah.
It's not great.
Wow, everything's coming up Vilos this week.
You say it's not great, like this isn't the number one offense in the fucking league in the Chiefs, and
yeah, we're not looking like it. We're not looking like it at all.
Literally, everybody talked about it for the past week. Of holy shit, can this team be better than they've ever been? Yes. Oh, okay, cool.
Not right now. not as of like 9 minutes left in the third quarter.
We have most of 2 quarters, so I think they're good.
We'll see.
Wonderful. Well, hey, let's take a short, tiny little break real quick because I would love to use the bathroom and show everybody our fun BRB slideshow. How exciting! So let's poof over to that right now.
I'm sorry.
You heard me. And we'll just leave Discord up. I'll play some music here for just a second, but yeah, be back in 5. Yeah. Cool.
not helping my bets out, but
What was the bets on this one?
so I was gonna keep riding Jordy Fortson because he made me money last time as just an anytime touchdown scorer. Because the odds for him to score a touchdown were like plus 900, and I was like, whoa, he's gonna score a touchdown.
God damn! Plus, wow.
Yeah, like for some reason they didn't realize that he was like a red zone target. So I wrote again this week on him, but I thought about going Watson. I was like, so since Watson didn't get one last week, he may get one this week, and I did pull the trigger, and I listened to.
He was the one that just got one.
Yeah,
Okay,
and I
because I didn't see that.
I was listening to a lot of sports bettors who was like, I like the over of Joshua Palmer on his yards because he had 75% of the snaps last week and Keenan Allen's out, so Herbert's going to throw his way. And I've literally watched the entire first quarter. Herbert threw the ball behind Josh Palmer like 5 times. And I was like, oh my God. Why?
Well, Palmer's the speedster, right, for them. So
Yeah.
I mean,
Kept
he's going to
throwing
throw
it
Mike's way almost every time, regardless.
Yeah. I also had the over in the first half of 10.5 points. So that killed that parlay. Because there was 3 points at the end of the first quarter. So the shootout that everybody's like, it's totally going to happen.
Yeah.
Did not happen, which I was like, man, I kind of want to bet. Well, I mean, there's still.
I think it's still going to happen, but
yeah, but also was banking on all of these can still happen. Fortson touchdown, Palmer touchdown, Clyde touchdown.
Why are you drinking pee?
Oh, there we go. This is mead, and it's my favorite thing on the planet.
Mead? Like sweet wine? Like are
Right.
you
Mead? Yep.
like you're at the Ren Fest and you need some mead and a turkey leg?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
there comes the Thomas. Oh, Harrow.
Oh.
Show me what you got.
Oh my God, the Rye on Rye is almost 13%, but I needed this mead to get me to the right spot, you know.
Why on why?
You know?
Because I don't need to be coherent, honestly, right now.
I don't work tomorrow, baby.
Ooh, you know what?
Cheers.
Should we do something? Should we like?
I do work tomorrow, but I also fucking make my own hours. I'm salaried, bitch. Like, I don't care. I am
Max!
going into the office.
Oh, we're transitioning back.
Oh, it's the kitty.
The kitty is on screen.
Nice.
Actually,
He's burying
Oh,
himself.
we just got that. Mahomes chuck though for that touchdown. By the way, like it was a classic. I'm gonna leave both my fucking feet and just
Yep.
lob that shit. You know,
um,
best show on earth right now.
so Kobe used to be the thing, right? When you're
Yeah.
like Kobe, now
Yeah.
it's like sideways, feet off the ground, Mahomie.
You're right though. He was doing that shit last week. If you didn't see a couple of the good throws he had.
Man, what I know it's awesome that he's our player, but what a talented dude. That guy's
He's-
just so good.
He's doing it on fucking purpose 90% of the time. That's the bullshit of it. You're like, man, you literally looked over here to look off the defender and just threw across your body with fucking perfect accuracy because your arm is stupid strong. Yeah, ridiculous.
It's crazy. Oh,
That boy is the most precious. I am.
There he is. Look at those ear hairs. Lol, dude, that's funny, man. Max is a real hoot. If that, like, the body language of Kitty just said to me that Kitty was about to, like, run away. And Max said, no, I'm still here. This is mine. Oh, no, desktop audio. I guess that's why... Thank you, Sav. I guess that's why we don't use those. source scenes for primary scenes. Anyway, the music was playing. Everyone said very funny things. We all
Listen,
laughed.
Odysseus, you got Kitty, and that's all that was necessary.
Only Tegan noises. Well, at least Sav knows how to read chat as well, maybe. Because I don't.
Yeah, we were just missing Tegan's cat. We could have all the cats on the screen.
I get tunnel blindness.
Yes.
Yeah, Kitty was sharing my seat last night when we were playing games.
That was a cute pick.
Yeah, because, when Kitty joins you in the chair, you can't kick her out. You want to. You can't. She just, like right now when I walked out here, Lizzie's doing her own thing, and whenever Lizzie and I are in the same area, Kitty has to be there. Like if we're both together, Kitty's never happier than when we're both just chatting or sitting near each other. So as soon as I walk out of here, the moment Kitty could hear Lizzie and I talking to each other, Kitty was just like, "Huh? What's that? Me? You're talking about me? You want to pet me?"
Well,
We're just like, oh my gosh. We're both like, we're looking at each other like, can you play with her, please?
before sunrise, she is your daughter.
Oh, it's very good. Okay, well then, now that Max is here, and one of you probably said this, but the Chiefs, I think, just scored. Pretty much as soon as I took my headphones off, Lizzie cheered.
Yep.
So that's fun. But let's jump over into what we've been playing. Now that we've spent, almost 2 hours talking about just the news. By the way, I had a great time. I love you guys. I'm looking forward to this Pokemon Drunk History party topic and a few others. But we've got what we've been playing. If I could start off, just because the stuff I've been playing has all been on the channel. The one thing that I've been playing is Inside the Backrooms. Odysseus here in chat is very familiar with that game because we played through the whole thing together. Man, that's a cute kitty.
That's a spooky game, right?
That's a spooky game. That is the most spooked I've been playing a horror game, but especially a multiplayer horror game, in a long, long time.
I think Chris would have enjoyed playing it too. I think you would have. It's funny.
I saw this clip from Kind of Funny playing it today, and it made me giggle a lot.
Dude,
From
there's
Kind of Funny, man.
What about our clip, Chris?
I'm sorry. It popped up on my Instagram account.
Wow, we should have, man. We gotta. So if we can just get as big as Kind of Funny, we'll finally.
If we could just get a few 100,000 followers all of a sudden, that'd be great.
Like Patreon records.
If we
then
can
yeah,
get a
we'll be
few
right there.
100,000 followers.
Don't they literally get like 20,000 a month from fucking Patreon and shit? Like, it's ridiculous.
Probably.
Oh, it's over that. It's over that, I think.
They're the big boys. But Inside the Backroom is a game that we beat in about 6 hours-ish. Probably could have been beaten quicker than that if we had understood a little bit more the parameters of the game before we went in. But honestly, not knowing anything about the game is the best way to play it. As little as you can know about the game as possible, I think the spookier it's going to be. So anyway, ignore that advice and listen to what I'm about to tell you about the game. Inside the Backrooms. Whoa.
Yes, Belly. I'm
Oh,
so sorry. But
kitty.
look, she's on Belly.
That's cute. And she's
Okay,
not
back to
on
the
her
game.
belly, she's on her back, okay?
Yeah.
Inside the Backrooms is an early access game. I think it was $5. That is based on an old creepypasta. Essentially, when we've explained this on the air before, but a creepypasta is old school internet when people would write stories. They'd write them from the perspective of something you're not sure if it's true or fiction, right? Like they're written as if they're firsthand accounts usually. So, this is an old creepypasta. The idea of it is that you've basically like clipped through reality, right? Like you've fallen into a pocket of reality that is almost normal, but not quite. So inside the Backrooms, you're stuck in this maze-like, all of these hallways and rooms that all look very similar, and it's this like yellowing, gross wallpaper and this yellowing, gross carpet. and these fluorescent lights above you. Some of them are out, some of them are blinking. There's this droning fluorescent light sound that occasionally you'll hear like one pop and break. And you'll hear things through the walls, but you can't tell where they're coming from. They could be feet away from you or very far away from you, but since the area you're in is very maze-like, it's hard to tell. The whole point is that this is like, like I said, it's like reality, but it's not real. You're clearly stuck in some sort of like spooky limbo. So Inside the Backrooms puts you into this game and gives you a radio. It gives you some almond water to heal with. It gives you some sanity pills, because once spooky things happen, your vision gets really, really fuzzy and shaky. And when you're running through a maze and you can't see anything, terrifying, because you're just like, I know there's a locker to hide in somewhere here, but I can't find it, and I can't see. So you have these spooky entities that are around in the environment, and they respond to certain stimulus, and you're supposed to kind of figure out what that is to survive them. But man, I mean, I think that is the most I've jumped from a game ever, which is unique for two reasons. Well, for three reasons. Number one, it's a co-op, it's a multiplayer game. Most multiplayer games, like, I've gotten spooked at Phasmo, but I've only really gotten spooked at Phasmo like 5 times ever.
Yeah.
So I was surprised at how spooky it was, considering there were other people playing around me. I was surprised that this is a $5 game, and it spooked me so much. It is a testament to how a lot of the best parts of horror are cheap. They are simple. They are the things that scare human beings are so simple. Show somebody a picture of a spider and they're gonna shiver, Like, it doesn't have to be a fancy-looking spider or a spider that looks unlike any spider you've ever seen. It's just a fucking spider, So once you know what people are afraid of, you can make a game like this that I don't know for sure that one person made this game, but if it was a team, then it was a very small team.
Yeah.
It was clearly translated to English, so there's some endearing stuff when you're reading notes that you're like, oh, I know what they're trying to say. But that's not what the English here says. But anyway, there's lots of fun to have there. You can play with 2, 3, or 4 people total, and you have to escape. Essentially, you're doing like very basic escape room puzzles. The puzzles are never very hard. You don't have to think very hard to solve them. It's more of just like, go over here and use this item. Okay, you unlocked this. Now find somewhere to use that. And while you're going from point A to B to C to D, you're trying not to get murdered by these spooky things that are hidden around every corner. So it was so much fun. Constant spooks. Sav, I told you to remind me about the Sonic drowning earlier. Well, Ecto and Shani both got me a total of 3 times where they played the sound alert for the Sonic drowning thing, and each time I visibly jumped in my chair. It's very good. We played it last week after the show, and then we played it again last night and beat it. It's all I could think about between those 2 sessions. I wish the game was longer. I wish the game, what they did in those 2 sessions worth of gameplay, I wish I could play that over 5 or 6 or 8 sessions. There are just lots of cool things that you could do with the existing stuff that's already there, and you could just keep making more. I just think it's very simple and very well done, and the fact that you're freaking out with your friends, because it's one of those games where you use in-game voice chat, so you don't want to use Discord, because part of the game is using your radio or your proximity chat. It's just a wonderfully fun and scary, like genuinely scary co-op game. Like behind Phasmo, and actually I like this more than Phasmo because I've put too many hours into Phasmo. I think I'm done with it. Because we actually played Phasmo after we finished Into the Backrooms, and like I had some fun, but I just realized that is I'm over it. For people who haven't played Phasmo, go play it. But I'm good.
The thing with this game is that at no point are you supposed to feel safe.
No.
You can't go back to a fucking trailer. You can't go grab something that's actually useful. You just are unsafe the whole time.
You can go and hide in a locker, but when you're in a locker, you can't do anything. You can do proximity chat, but you can't talk on your radio to say like, "Hey, can somebody make a noise to get this very spooky enemy away from my locker?"
You're just having to yell in Discord and like you're fighting each other on
Get
whether
me
or not
outta
you
here.
should be yelling.
Right. I don't want to give away too much about the specific enemies or the surprising twist on the second session that we ran into. But even like it just like an escape room, it's constantly introducing new mechanics to you, so you're never fully prepared for whatever you're about to see. You're always like you're solving puzzles, like you're trying to do stuff, especially in the second area. You're like actually trying to figure out what this thing means, but that's in the context of a very spooky enemy trying to kill you at all times. So you're not just sitting there solving a puzzle. You're sitting there with your chest, your heart beating, and your friend over there like, he's chasing me. I hope you guys are doing something productive because he's about to murder me. And that's its own fun too. The wow, I'm over here. I'm just fine. I'm glad that Hot Rod is in danger and it's not me.
To be honest, that's the funniest part about watching it is because you guys just evolve into the most innocent, naive children playing this fucking game.
Totally.
You're like, oh my god, I'm about to die here. Like, go do your thing, and you're sitting there being the fucking hero, and somebody's
Get out of here.
solving the puzzle.
You have to go. And by the end of our second session, each individual player has a set number of lives, and it's a lot of lives. So in the first session, we got foolish near the end, so we finally did run out of lives. But in the second session, we ran into a part that we almost didn't make it through because it's the only part of the game where it just murders you over and over and over and over and over and over. And we kind of lucked out that we were able to get past it because it was almost at the very end of this area where it only saves. You start either at the beginning of the game or you start at the halfway point. Now that I've beaten the game, I know that it's the halfway point. So we almost had to we almost gave up because we got to a point where it was just murdering us so badly that we're just like, are we even supposed to be able to beat this? Like, what do we do? But we did beat it. Only 2 of us survived. Hot Rod. It was Odysseus NSJ, Das Deadpool, and Das Hot Rod. Hot Rod had 1 more life left, and I had like 3 lives left. And when we got to the final puzzle, you're supposed to use a piece of equipment to get past it. And the game was bugged, and my piece of equipment straight up didn't work. So Hot Rod, who had endured this terrifying trial, the final trial, he had gotten all the way to the end. He had to turn around, come all the way back to get me, so I could basically hold his hand to get to the final door because my machine didn't work. So he had to survive that whole thing twice. Well, 3 times if you think of it front to back. But absolute blast. Inside the Backrooms, $5 on Steam. It's an early access. I hope that game keeps coming out with new content forever because the content that it had was top tier multiplayer horror. Like, I cannot recommend it enough for groups of friends. Like I said, you can play with 2, 3, or 4 people. So go get it. Love it.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, that's the only thing I played really all week. Just the normal stuff. You don't need to hear.
Yeah. See, Chris, you could have been shitting on Tegan the whole time if you had been on the stream last night. Because it was like I was watching Odysseus play, and like he was doing a lot of the heavy lifting, and it was just really funny.
Because I had to. Oh my gosh! By the time we started,
I had so many screams through his mic though. That was the best part of it.
There were so many times I was like, "Okay, Deadpool, Hot Rod, can you guys go over there and taunt the enemy so that I can go help Odysseus with this puzzle?" And they're like, "Go help Odysseus with the puzzle?" I was like, "No, that's the only." Okay, I have to go taunt this thing. So I spent half my stream whistling at this enemy to get its attention, and then hiding in a locker. But that's why we had multiple perspectives. We were all streaming, so you could see everybody else's perspective. Hot Rod did play that one in VR, which is very spooky. Yeah, I'm not sure I have the guts to play that in VR. I was pretty scared already.
I mean, the enemies don't look like that great, but yeah.
Yeah. So that's inside the back
They're
rooms.
like really funny.
Let's Sav, let's shoot over to you. Let's talk about both of yours, starting with Splatoon 3, if that's all right. So
Well, I
obviously
figured that Escape Academy might be a perfect segue since we were talking about solving puzzles and everything.
Oh, that would be
So
great.
I'm gonna talk about that one first. So look, you already got me. Escape Academy. You guys have played on stream before. Unfortunately, I could not join you for those sessions because Bowser wanted to play it with me, and so I wanted to keep myself like spoiler free and everything, so I could actually genuinely enjoy the game with him.
But
Well, we
now,
finally got around to it. And it was a lot of fun, and I'm so sad I could not be there to watch the shenanigans that ensue when you guys do it. I'm gonna have to go back and watch the VODs because
Oh my
I really want to
gosh.
see how the team of me and Bowser compares to your team of Chris and Vilas, and like Tegan, you just comment like being there as well.
It was great.
Because
You
some of
have
those challenges.
Quiet most of the time.
yeah, actually, I had the luxury of I was running the stream from my computer, but I was able to go into my living room and watch it on the TV. So that was cool. So I wasn't really commentating, but I was definitely enjoying.
he was more like, "You guys are doing great."
Yeah.
You're doing great, sweetie.
I'd pop in to be like, "Hey, what if you did this?" And Violet is like, "No, that's not how this works." But thank you. What you really should look at, my favorite moment of all 3 sessions that Chris and Violet played of that was the end of the first session, the 30-minute timer they had, and you beat it with 3 seconds left?
I nearly shit myself when I just brute forced the final puzzle. I'm like, "Fuck!
Go,
what?"
go, go!
Like,
what
go.
was the puzzle?
And I realized it was
the art one.
The wall to unlock you run into the final. Actually, it wasn't even the final room. I guess it was the shapes that you had on the door. There was like a hexagon, a pentagon, and something else on the door.
Yeah.
And you were supposed to look at what was on the wall. I don't even remember for sure where the clues were or what the clues meant, but I brute forced that puzzle with like 7 or 8 seconds, and I remembered that the sprint button existed. I was like, "Oh shit!" I just went to the bookcase, grabbed the thing,
Yeah,
and ran to the memorial thing to spray paint it. Yeah,
Man.
Yeah,
it was so fun.
It was the art one where you're like outdoors, and then you get into both of those doors and go inside, and there's stuff inside.
Yeah, there were like faces on the vases and stuff.
Faces on the vases.
Right.
Baby.
Okay.
The library, though, I felt like we killed the library. That was a really fun one, and I told the co-director of that we loved the library, and he was very appreciative.
Yeah, the library was actually one of my favorites too. Although I think they could have done a lot, more inspiring with the cipher because it was just like a 1-letter cipher, and I'm just like, okay, well, okay, because they do have like the multi-letter cipher that like from the tutorial or whatever. So I thought that it was going to be like more elaborate than that, but no, I mean it still worked out though. It was pretty good. But we had so much fun, and he and we go escape rooming all the time with his family. So like this was like us in our element, and it was really good to like we never got to do anything like that kind of like alone. So we were always doing our things, like our proclivities to help like the big group or whatever. So working together like in that small team like that was like really cool because we really got to see each other like in action doing the thing that we're good at doing. Like he's so good with numbers. Like I call him an android because like he's so good with numbers. He and his brother both are. I don't know what it is. They have like some kind of gene or whatever. The robot gene.
They hide an abacus in their beards.
I mean, maybe.
It only makes sense that way.
He knows binary for some reason. Like,
yeah, you said that he knew the answer to a puzzle without checking like the codex because he was just like, oh, I read binary. The answer's 12
yeah.
or
So
something.
like in the game, they give you like a binary calculator, which looks like a VCR. I don't know why it's so elaborate like that. Like it's a calculator. But anyway, they give you one so that you can use it to solve the puzzle, to make the virus or whatever. Number 13. Spoiler alert, by the way, for anyone who's listening or watching.
Whoa.
Anyway, you have to make the virus, and you have to use binary. And he was just like, "Oh, let me just do. Okay, we got the virus. There it is." And I was just like, "How? Where? I don't understand. How do you learn binary? That's like a thing."
Supposed to take you 15 minutes.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. We zoomed, but like when you're going through that particular character's puzzle, we just went straight through because he was just like,
bada bing.
do, blah blah blah. He only had trouble with like the dancing part because it was a visual element, and that's where I came in. I was like,
You're
"No,
like, you're like, move over. This is a dance puzzle.
Well, no, because I was just like, we didn't do the local 2-player thing, and we didn't do the multiplayer. I was just sitting there while he played the game, and we would just
okay.
work through the puzzles together. Yeah.
Oh,
Because our internet sucks right now, so I didn't want to do like Steam Deck, like be on the couch with Steam Deck, and I didn't want to come
Fair.
in my room and like use up the bandwidth with playing with the 2 screens. I was just like, we just sit on the couch and do it together like that. So we did. But yeah, I was just like directing him through the dance portions and stuff, so that was fun. But really, really good puzzles. That final elaborate, like super duper, basically you're playing Portal, puzzle was like, it was so good, and it got real intense real quick. Crazy. I do like how they there's one part where you're like having to drink a milkshake. This isn't the final puzzle. This is like another puzzle, but you have to like find a milkshake or whatever. And in one of the rooms it says the shake is a lie. I was like,
Classic.
wow.
yeah, there were a lot of little things.
little Portal references. I mean, that whole last puzzle was basically just playing Portal, but like it was so much fun. It was fun.
With the so the feeling that I had inside the back rooms when I would get especially spooked, I just couldn't talk. There's a dog creature that attacks you, and it shows up,
Yep.
and it's pretty quiet until it sees you, and then it's very, it'll chase you. In fact, the whole thing, it tells you this when you read the journal entry, that if you see it, you should maintain eye contact because that will intimidate it. So you can like look at it and slowly back away. But usually it was me going, "Hey guys, how's it going?" Oh, just panicking, and I'd be like, "There's a dog!" And I just couldn't make words. That happened so many times, and it reminded me of being in an escape room when you've got that timer and you've got something in your head that you need to articulate, especially in your situation, Sav, where you don't have your hands on the controller. You just need to vocalize the information. But when there's a timer ticking down, you're like, what do I do? I need to directly implant my thought into you. I don't know how to say it. Just such a funny feeling to have. Just like, it's just a game, right? But like your brain is so tied up in the emotion of like the timing and everything that it's just like it's exciting to the point of being overwhelming, right?
And some of those puzzles are like designed to like kill your character. So it's just like, yeah, there's that sense of urgency there. It's just like, oh, we gonna die. We definitely die.
I think Chris can attest to this one too. But for you guys, did you actually solve the first puzzle, the first or second puzzle in the final game?
Which puzzles? What do you mean?
Did you actually solve them, or did you just solve them when the AI character did?
Are you talking about? Oh, are you talking about the rival room?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, we solved everything.
The first one, we didn't know what the hell was going on.
Yeah, the first one we just waited.
Yeah, we couldn't figure it out. And we looked over at what she was doing and we're like, all right.
Yeah.
We're gonna copy
Yeah,
that
no,
homework.
like the one with the statues and stuff, I solved literally immediately. Like we walked into the room and it was just like, what could both three of you see or whatever? I was
Yeah.
like, oh, got it. And then we just
That
moved
one
on.
that one actually made sense and we could get logically, but
I didn't
the
even need
other
like the
ones
glass window. I was
really
just like,
didn't.
oh, look at that. Well, okay, there we go. What was
That's
the
so
first
funny.
puzzle? I'm trying to remember what that was.
I'm trying to
Oh,
remember too. It didn't
Was
make
it
sense.
the shape twisting one? The
That was
card
the second
suits?
one.
That was the second one.
I
Okay.
think.
No, he was really good at that one.
Chris, how do they
he's-
keep track of any of these? So I don't know.
What was the first one? Anyway, but we solved everything. We didn't even look at the bitch.
I felt like the first one was super vague, and it was just like, oh yeah, your rival completed it already, so we literally both were like on the same page, and I'm like, let's just fucking see what she did. Like, that was it.
Like as far as we were aware, like she was just there to like create that sense of urgency that you didn't get, because this puzzle's not trying to kill you,
Mhm.
you know. The
Yeah.
other ones you're trying to like literally escape death or whatever.
Right.
This one didn't have any of those kind of stakes, so I think the rival was just there to give you that sense of urgency because it always seemed like she was like on her toes or whatever. But then you get to the last puzzle and she's just like, I don't know how to do this.
Oh no, she took her
I
sweet
took
ass
it
time because we
forever.
blocked her ass on
Figure it
that
out.
one.
But no, like we didn't use any hints or anything for any of the puzzles at all.
Goddamn.
Wow.
We aficionados. We escape room all the time. So
No, we hinted a lot. We were like, should I go with the hint? Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and go with the hint.
It was fun though. I can't wait for like year 2 or whatever. Like
It
I'm
was cool.
I'm gonna have to get on that DLC thing that you keep,
There is
shilling.
again. There is a link in chat for that to sign up for their Calendly. They have a couple dates available in October still. By the way, Interception Chiefs, yo. But yeah, there's DLC coming for Escape Academy. It's going to be really good. I think it's at least 3 or 4 levels. So yes.
Yeah.
You know, Chris has held his composure this whole time, and it's Vilos who broke the silence.
Yes.
Oh my
It was
god!
really good. It was
Big
really good.
six?
Dude, that was like a 97-yarder.
Oh, is that it? Is that all?
It was like a 97-yard interception for a touchdown. Oh, it was more than that. It was 98.
Yeah, it's very
many
long.
yards on a football
Yeah.
field? I don't know this by heart.
100.
Basically 100.
Oh Jesus!
It was nearly 100.
It was the whole damn thing, dude.
It was cool.
Wow.
Oh yeah, Lizzie just walked in and handed me the phone, so I'm about to watch this.
Like those don't happen a lot, Tegan. So I was gonna go ahead and be
Camera,
like,
put it on camera so we
No,
can watch.
that's fair. When you said 97, okay, let's watch this. This is it.
yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
I know this
she's
is.
like one of those glamour shot heads that floats in the background.
Oh yeah, do you wanna have just your head? You look great.
just float, be a ghosty. That's the best.
This
Oh,
is
we look
really good
back.
Twitch content. Thank you everybody who's hanging out in chat. Oh! And he goes for it. Oh, they never could have stopped him. Oh,
Yeah,
that's
there's no
awesome.
way, dude.
Let's watch this again.
Somebody clip
Oh,
that so we can
it's
have
even better.
the Tig and Pog face. We need that for it.
Yeah. Oh my god, we do. It's the time too, because it's rotoscoping his face out with the background.
Oh my god,
That's
that's
good.
perfect.
That's absolutely.
You were just
right.
like, this is gonna be like a standard normal video. Oh my god.
Ah, that's good stuff.
What were we even talking? Oh, Escape
But
Academy.
Escape
Sorry.
Academy, yes.
Like, yeah.
There's
Back to
DLC
video
coming.
games.
Yes, you get the DLC.
Yeah, it sounds like it's probably December-ish, if not a little earlier that it's coming. So I mean,
Merry happy. There you go.
Very happy.
So moving on, because that's actually a perfect the sports, which is a weird timing. It's actually a good segue to Splatoon 3 because Splatoon 3 has a mode called Clam Blitz, in which you collect clams that turn into a football. Haha.
Aw.
So, how about that? As y'all know, I've been playing a lot of Splatoon 3. It hasn't been a week since the game has launched yet, so I don't know my exact hours
It
on the
hasn't.
thing. No. First time played 6 days ago.
tomorrow,
when-
yeah.
When
Yeah, so
when did
tomorrow.
the like beta or whatever come out?
It doesn't count that time because it's a different program.
But
Yeah, that
when,
was like
when,
the
different
27th or
when
something.
did that come out though?
It was the 27th.
Was it the 27th? Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's right. Because I
Okay.
remember asking for the day off for it.
Because it feels like I've been watching more content than 1 week's worth of content.
Dude, my Twitter is just literally like smart alecky customer anecdotes and Splatoon 3. That's it.
Yeah. And people were playing the game either Wednesday or Thursday last week too, because they fucking got it physically early. So like,
Oh, well, I mean, it was a time thing rather than like a date, or it was a date thing rather than a time thing. So as soon as it became midnight at whatever region they were in, they had access to download it or whatever. And then people, review copies. So, but yeah, a lot of time, literally spending all of my time, my downtime playing Splatoon 3. Like between the break, I was playing Splatoon 3, doing the table turf battle because that's what I'm doing at work. Splatoon 3.
As you
Guess
do.
what? On the toilet, Splatoon 3. Like in my sleep, I got Harlow playing. No, I'm just kidding. But it's so much fun and it improves on the game in every way. Movement is a lot more fluid. Everything is more quick. Like it feels really good. There's a lot of different mechanics now to your traversal. So you can still swim in the ink and whatnot. But now, you can be like really dodgy and evasive and stuff. They have new maneuvers that you can do called the squid roll, which is basically you jump out of the water and do like a squid roll that could shield you from ink for a certain amount of time. There's the squid surge, which makes climbing walls easier. So instead of mashing B, you can hold B and then shoot up the wall.
Man,
It's
I wish
actually
they would
coming
have.
a lot of.
You're moving forward, right? And you're a squid. I wish they would have just called it Squidward.
Boo.
Thank you, Chris. Splat. We need in addition
him
to
some
our
splat
sound
claws every
alerts,
night.
we need like a mod command that just goes splat and it puts paint all over the screen to just cover our shame every time we make a dad joke.
Is that possible?
That's we can
every
find.
time, quote
Yeah,
unquote, we make a dad joke.
Yeah, because all of us do it equally. Yeah,
Yeah.
We're all guilty here.
We're all guilty.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
We all agree.
Gill.
Everybody
Aha.
agrees.
Wait, do squids even have gills? Whatever.
Wow.
I tried it.
I'm about to look this up. Do squids have gills?
what's really neat about Splatoon 3 is that like Salmon Run is like forever now instead of during this like special. They do awesome.
They do.
Hey.
Squid Sevials. I love that I typed that into Google and there's just yes. It just says yes. Like hell yeah.
It's like, yes,
Big
you
bold
idiot.
yes.
Yeah, it does. Thank you.
Thanks, Google.
Yeah. Oh, I'm on Bing, so maybe Bing is good for something. You know?
Oh,
Wow, they're really coming up for these very specific searches.
Yes.
Anyway, I've interrupted you so many times tonight. I'm gonna try to let you talk.
Look at you with your white male cis hetero. No, just
But I mean,
But-
I'll try to simmer down. Let's try to simmer down.
But no, I mean that's pretty much all I have to say about Splatoon 3 anyway. It's just like get the game and then Salmon Run is forever now instead of like, just doing certain sessions. Table Turf is really, really worth playing, especially if you like card games. It really works that gear. Like the gears, the brain, whatever. And yeah, I mean, and the app. Oh my gosh, the companion app. The companion app that comes with the game. So Nintendo Switch Online, has the thing that's been going on forever. They have that little app. They have upgraded the app so much it feels like I'm actually using a phone app.
It has full stats now, right?
I mean, the last one did too. Like you could track your victory stats, like how well you performed and everything and whatnot, and how much ink you've been covered on the ground and whatever.
And
But
this isn't.
there's like a whole Instagram like thing called like Wandercrust, where Krusty Sean from the second game is going like on this like world traveling journey, like hiking through the country and whatnot. And so you can follow him on his journey and earn rewards doing that. You can of course order clothes from the app so that you can get in the game, and you can track your story mode progress as you used to be able to do. But there's just like so much more, and everything happens more quickly in the app as well. So there's just so much more functionality to it all. It really feels like I'm using an actual app, and it feels like this is the kind of potential that Nintendo Switch Online app for the phone was supposed to tap into from the start, but just didn't have like the wherewithal. Because like, voice chat, whatever, Discord, but this is how you make a companion app for a game, Nintendo. This is really good. Thank you for that. Because the last time I really felt like that about an app from this is Animal Crossing.
Oh,
The Nook Miles app had that was really good too. So.
wait, not the game, not the Animal Crossing mobile game. You're saying there's a companion app for
The companion app for Animal Crossing, yeah.
For New Horizons?
New Horizons. Mm-hmm.
I didn't know there was one.
Well, I used one actually. Let me make sure I'm not crazy because I did have an app for it, but I'm not really sure now that I think about it that was a Nintendo app. So let me log in real quick. No, there is one. There is one. Okay, I'm not crazy. Okay, it's right here.
You're like, am I gaslighting myself?
I'm like, literally, am I gaslighting myself? But no, so it's good. It's good. I just can't wait to see what kind of DLC that they do because it's going to be coming out with free DLC throughout the course of the game. Of course, catalogs are going to be, which is like the battle pass of this game, are catalogs, but you don't pay for them, which I like. It's games as a service without all the microtransaction bullshit. I love it. So that's going to be coming out every season. Every 2 months is going to be a new catalog for 2 years, and then there's going to be paid DLC that I assume will be like new campaign content and like new things like that. So really excited to see where the longevity, like the trajectory of this game goes, because Nintendo has been supporting Splatoon 2 as far as esports are aware for like only the past couple of months, right? They had their like little invitational tournaments or whatever. But it seems like this time around they balanced weaponry and stuff around actual competitive play. And the way that they launched that inaugural invitational tournament for PAX West was just, the production value was amazing. So I really think that they have all their eggs in this basket as far as the competitive scene is concerned.
Yeah, and side note for anybody, since we didn't put it in our news segment, the longevity is a big thing because number one, Japan never sells as many units as the United States. We don't have the US sales numbers, but we have the Japanese sales numbers domestic.
3 million over
Splatoon
3 days.
2. Yeah, Splatoon 2 over 2 years had 3 million. 3 days for Splatoon 3.
Oh, I think it was 10 million.
Like, that's
for
ridiculous.
Splatoon 2.
Ridiculous.
But
It's
yeah.
crazy.
No,
So, yeah.
10 million was worldwide for Splatoon 2.
Oh, was it? Okay. All right.
Yeah. That's what's wild because Japanese numbers are always like a tenth of global numbers. It's ridiculous. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what those US numbers are going to be.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's nice, like, because to me, this I feel like an outsider looking in on this, right? Because I haven't really played it.
Mhm.
It's it's fun to see the big Nintendo games get a huge following because there's this whole wave of people who aren't always huge gamers, I feel, jumping onto games like this or Animal Crossing or Zelda, or even to a lesser extent Super Mario Odyssey, even though that game sold plenty well on its own. Uh, I just like to see that because like when Nintendo games go big, they have a completely different vibe than when a God of War or Last of Us goes big, or
Yeah.
even a Call of Duty or a Madden game goes big, right? Like there's a very distinct, oh, this Nintendo game's blowing up, and you could actually talk to people about it at work. Or just like people. I mean, like Lizzie, right? Lizzie plays a lot of games that I wouldn't normally play. She's playing the Disney Valley game.
Dreamland Valley or something like that. Yeah,
That
like
sounds correct.
Disney Crossing. Yeah.
Yes, Disney Crossing, and she's really enjoying it. And games like that have the potential to have a huge following, though it's very different from a lot of the games that the four of us here, typically talk about. But the Splatoons of the world and the Animal Crossings of the world are like their own completely different beast. So I don't know. It's like the difference
almost
between
kinda
like
a cult, but like
Kinda.
not a malevolent cult. Just like
a cult of the
I
lamb.
don't really
if you
like
will.
using the term like fandom, but I mean basically that's what they are.
Yeah, because I think they're the only ones that still have some sort of like innocence to them, almost. Because so
It's just
many.
the art these people are drawing. I'm not
Oh,
sure about that.
oh, I've seen it. There's definitely inklings after dark.
Are you right?
I mean, in the game though, like the graffiti that you can make in the game, like people get ornery. It's
Here's a little story for you. When my brother was showing off the Wii U forum community one time, we were all at home and he was trying to show, like, we were playing YouTube videos from his Wii U on the TV, and so you can do stuff on the pad and on the screen, which is kind of like a mirror, like if you were casting from your phone, right? It's kind of like that, but you can put curtains in front of what's on the TV, so only the person holding the Wii U pad can see what's actually happening until they unveil whatever it is they have to show. And so I remember my brother was very confidently talking about how well moderated the Nintendo forums were. And so he just put it up on screen, and he opens the forums, and the very first picture is a strangely high detail wiener, just a huge, just right there, and he couldn't find that curtain button quickly enough.
So well moderated.
Oh
though.
my gosh, because he was bragging about it. He's like, man, I mean, it's just a different community here. Like people just don't look at that. Let's
oh my god.
It was very funny. So yeah, it's like with these, everything's good until it's not, and then you're like, what is this that I'm looking? Oh, I have to report this.
Yeah.
I have to get Velma on the phone. I kind of report this to somebody. Anyway, tangent over. I'm excited that Splatoon 3 is doing very well. Sav, I'd love to see you like run a community night or something. I know that you've always got a crew for games like this.
I wish I could. Spectrum is rectum though. I won't be able to do anything until December, so
You're right.
we'll see.
Spectrum is wrecked.
I mean, it's right there in the name.
Sav is
They
like,
got the letters.
Sav is like, come to the kingdom and watch these. Oh God, look at this stream.
Everything's underwater. But yeah, as soon as I'm able to like actually, because I'm saving the story mode, I haven't touched the story mode at all because I want to stream that. So as soon as I'm able to get anything off the ground at all, I mean, Twitter will be the first to know. I'm gonna let y'all know. So yeah, I'm gonna try and stream some Pokemon too, just because I got like a bunch of shiny alternatives cards and I want to give away before October. So we'll see how it goes.
Boom.
I'll keep y'all updated.
Excellent.
But Splatoon 3, play it, y'all. Do it.
All right, Chris, let's hit one of yours, and then we'll bounce over to Vilos, if that's okay. Could we hear a little bit about Cyberpunk?
Yeah, let's talk about that. I like a week ago or 2 weeks ago, they did a like Cyberpunk stream thing where they announced a update to Cyberpunk 2077, the Edge Runners update, because the TV show came out on Netflix, and they
And you
also
watched that and
announced
said that was good, right?
Yes. So yeah, I watched like 4 episodes of it so far, and it's pretty fucking awesome.
It's
But
it's
the
a Studio
reason
Trigger
why
anime, so it's pretty good.
I didn't start like watching the anime and it made me go, "Oh, I should go play the game." I started playing the game again, and it was like, "I think that's out right now.
Mm-hmm.
I should go like when I'm going to bed. I should go turn that on and watch it a bit." But they also announced a DLC, so I was like, "All right, so maybe now's the time to get back in there." And I have a thought about this game, and I've already spoiled it for Thomas. Thomas already knows where I'm going with this, but now, just give me time to get there. But Cyberpunk 2077 is just Skyrim.
Hot take, everybody.
I like Cyberpunk. I didn't care for Skyrim. Just throwing it out there.
Now, the reason why I say this is broken as shit when it came out. Like, so fucking broken. Same with Skyrim. Skyrim is still coming out in various forms. At this moment, I guarantee you, somebody has linked it up to their like fridge
Refrigerator.
with TV in it, or so. Yeah,
I
exactly.
mean, you can play it on potato now. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
Um,
right.
But even when you watch like the new incarnations of that game, there's still people just going, "Oh," and, like floating into the air. Like it always is going to be broken. There's just too much shit going on.
Dad, is that
Stuff
guy
is going to
supposed
be
to be
broken.
T-posing into traffic right now? Oh, call the cops.
It starts like hitting the cars, and the cars are just shaking. So I haven't had anything that crazy. I've had more bugs on like playing it right now than I did when I played it at launch, which is crazy.
Really?
Yes. But it's all like very Skyrim-y or Fallout-y stuff. It's like Jackie. I walk up to Jackie, and a gun is just like glitched into his hand. And he's like, so he's
That's
like
just the way he
talking.
holds it.
He's
Yeah.
just like talking and being like,
Maybe that's just his hand. It's like in that what's that Guns Akimbo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He's
"Sit
Guns
down,
Akimbo.
Jack." And then he like sits at the bar and like he's just like stretching it, and I'm like,
Put that
"This
thing
is so
down.
ridiculous." It's a lot of stuff like that, or like somebody being like, "All right, let's get out of here," and like they go hop on their bikes, and like I get into the car and I'm driving the car, and I look over and one of the guys is like riding his bike, but his bike is here and he's here. So I'm like, huh.
Wow, the future's crazy.
Totally broke my immersion. But it's a lot of stuff like that. The game's still fun. I'm doing stuff that I didn't do the first time around. It's interesting in that game. There's a lot of different like it still gets you to the same point, right? But in like a mission, there's a bunch of different ways for that to go down. Even like story-based things. Like what I'm talking about is one of the very first missions where you're like picking up this like robot spider thing from Maelstrom, and the guy that greets you is just like some underling who's like way too big for his britches, and he's like talking a bunch of shit, and like usually what you do in that situation is like it starts happening and you like calm Jackie down, and Jackie sits down and chills out. Normally, I did not do that this time, and all hell fucking broke loose immediately. I was like, "Oh fuck! Oh, I guess we're fighting everyone." I had only played that part of the game where the guy that I'm talking about or looking for, Royce, like comes out and like talks about the weapon and everything like that. And there's this whole big cutscene. I didn't even realize that was even a skippable thing. To where at the end of the level, he's now the major boss at the end of the level. Even it's just like it was very. I was like, oh, weird. That's like kind of interesting how because I made this decision, it like changed what happens in this whole like mission structure.
Yeah.
So it was very cool. I've been enjoying it. I've also been really enjoying Edge Runners. Edge Runners is cool. I'm not an anime guy, but I like I know this world. I'm currently playing the video game, so I know the places that they are. Like I'm like, Yep, that's like right
I've seen
by
that.
the apartment.
Yeah,
Like all these things, and
we
I
just played
understand the
the
world.
trailer on stream, and they did 1-to-1s. I mean, you linked the trailer.
Yeah.
You've probably watched it.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, lots of cool 1-to-1s where you're like, oh, this very specifically happened in this place, and to be able to see something like that and know where it is, that's a special kind of fun, you know.
And that's something with like anime usually that always gets me is like the I don't understand what's going on in the world or what's happening. You know what I mean? Like there's so much lore stuff that's happening. I'm just like, what's going on?
Right. Which stuff
But
am I
with this,
supposed to know
I have
about? And
with this, I already have the entry point. Like I already know the world. I already know what's going on. Like as soon as the trailer starts, I'm like, or the show starts, I'm like, totally understand what's happening here.
that's cool.
Like, so it's good. A lot of really awesome licensed music. Like Franz Ferdinand is the intro song.
Okay, that's
Oh.
awesome.
It's very good.
Well,
The
you say you're not an anime guy, right? But like you enjoy Studio Trigger anime, so you're welcome to the fold. You're
Secretly,
here now.
yeah, Chris, you're accidentally hooked into what's gonna drive your media consumption for at least a few months.
Yeah.
It was they're the same people that do Cowboy Bebop, right?
Wait, Trigger's behind Cowboy Bebop?
I think so, right?
I think they were.
I know they're behind Fully Cooley, Gurren Lagann, Kill la Kill, and then the movie Promare.
I mean, a lot of money is behind that studio because of all those
Yeah.
titles now.
I did not realize that. I mean, it explains a few things, but I never knew.
I
That.
always really love the anime portion of Kill Bill.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That part of that movie is awesome. But yeah, it's that game. I will say it till I die. That game is awesome, but there's shit went bad trying to get that game out there, and it was bad. But that game rules.
Well,
And it's very fun.
They keep updating it, and there was a recent announcement of like a DLC or something.
Right, exactly. That's what
You can have a
spawned
third
me to be like,
movie.
I need to go back in there and like get back in there again. And that's
what's up.
Yeah, and that's like something I can't remember what it's called, but it has a really funny like tagline name, and you're like working for the United States, but it's called something else. Yeah, it's like you have to work for us, or like it's just very weird, and like I don't understand exactly when it takes place because I've played the game and beat it. So them doing this and like Johnny Silverhand talking to you, I'm like, wait a minute. What is this? What in time? What's happening here?
Right. You're like, is this beginning, middle, or end? Like, what's going on? It's the Mass Effect situation, right? They're like, how do we tell a story in this world where the end of the universe happened, kind of? Like, how do you tell that? And they're like, I don't know. Halfway through the second game, they teleported somewhere else, and now this is that story. They're like, I don't know. It turns out there are copies of Keanu Reeves everywhere. There are many Johnny Silverhands.
Hey, I'm not mad at that.
Yeah, and in this time, now that I know what's going on, I'm like way more like, yeah, Jenny, you're all right. But like for like the entire first playthrough, I'm like, I don't fucking trust you. I don't like you. What's going on?
Anybody that's finished Cyberpunk though can say the same fucking thing. Johnny Silverhands is fucking tight. It doesn't like even if you can separate yourself somehow that he's Keanu Reeves, like you're like, dude, Johnny's fucking cool. Like it doesn't even matter.
He's kind of a douche, kind of a dick, but he's
a massive douche the whole time, even when you're liking him.
Yes,
but he's worth it.
He's worth. But it's just interesting, like with the context, like knowing, kind of stuff that happens, like who you should be like, I'm gonna go on their side this time and see how it plays out, or like I'm gonna go after this romantic interest instead of that one and see how that changes things. I'm a corpo this time, and I was a street kid the first time, so there's like a corpo mission that just popped up, and I'm pretty sure it was supposed to be longer than it was, but the guy started talking crazy to me, so I fucking cut his head off. Sorry.
Wow.
It was just like you just like,
gotta.
The corpo mission started, and the guy was like, "All right, well." He pulled the gun up. He was like, "Put your hands behind your head." And like gave me an option, and I go, "Yeah, no, that's just not going to work for me."
Yeah.
So I'm going like full Blades, samurai style, ninjutsu, sneaky, stabby. That's what I'm doing. So
Well,
Worth
which is it? Is it samurai or ninja?
I'm doing both. It's like a combo. It's like a both. Well, ninjutsu is the name of the like perk for like all your sneaking mechanics and stuff.
Okay.
Which I wasn't really investing in, and then I kept getting like it'd be like, ding, you've upped your ninjutsu, and I'm like, why?
Yes.
And it's because
The
I was sneaking
serotonin.
around and breaking people's necks all the time.
Is
And
Cyberpunk one of those games where you level stuff up by using the skill? Or is it
yeah,
like
yes.
Prey where you spend your points to get the skill regardless if you've used it?
It's both. It's both. You spend your points.
That's not the answer
but
I wanted.
yeah, it's both.
It's not literally everything, but you can jump and fall from great heights enough that you increase your agility. So
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool. That reminds me of hearing people talk about Outer Worlds, where positive and negative perks would be like you fell off cliffs enough that you have brittle ankles, so now you're weak to falling off of cliffs. You shouldn't do that. You should take the stairs.
It's crazy because like going back in and playing it now, like I can see the bigger things in there, like of them going, this needs to be a major aspect of this game, and they place it very clearly in the story, and they're like, this is going to be a big deal, and then it just doesn't happen. Like it doesn't happen the way you think it would, and it's like, yeah, there's so much shit they were trying to pack into this game that just the world itself and all the little people walking around in it and all the rooms and stuff you can go into and everything you can explore was so hard to manage that they were like, all right, well, we got to start cutting all this off. Like there was wall running and all sorts of shit in it before. Like is it in the original trailer? There's like she like wall runs and like climbs on the ceiling and like drops down and kills somebody, and like that just is never something you could do in this game.
Yeah.
You can you can see kind of where they were like, all right, we have to cut this. We can't do that. We have to cut this. I remember them making it a big deal about the style. And
Style's
like
important.
the clothes you would wear and stuff. And so like I was thinking about it because they like talk about it and like how it describes a person's personality. I was like, that had to have been like a thing where the AI would react to you different based off of how you were dressed. Like
Yeah.
being like, oh, this rocker chick or this rocker dude or whatever, or this corpo whatever. But they just never could get. There was too much other mess. You know what I mean? They could never get to that point where they wanted that to matter and like change how people reacted to you.
Well, if they had cut that in, the buildings would have started T-posing.
Yes, they would. But yeah, that's like one I feel like in like another few years, like people are going to be like, man, you know what game was good? That Cyberpunk 2077. But it's going to take that long for everybody to like sort of forget exactly how it launched and just play it.
Yeah. Yeah, Cyberpunk occupies this really weird space because like the announcement window was so long. It was the better part of a decade. Then the game came out and it had all the struggles that it obviously had. But it seems to be fun and playable. Certainly today. If not, I mean, there are plenty of people who played it on release, even on the janky versions, and still said that it was a game worth playing. It just had problems, But then you see games like The Last of Us that get this remaster, right? Because everybody loves those games. I mean, many people love those games, and they were excited for a re-release. I'm not going to replay those games because I don't have the emotional capacity to do that again.
It's gonna be a few years for me, but I will definitely do it in a few years.
But you look at a game like Cyberpunk and compare it to either The Last of Us that got the remake treatment, the remaster treatment, or apply it to Skyrim, which just gets the never-ending upgrade treatment. And I'm not sure it's either one of those because even when those games both came out, they were pretty beloved out of the gates. And though Cyberpunk seems fun and playable, and they're clearly investing in it with the DLC and the Netflix series, which I'm not sure I knew existed, so I'm definitely interested in that. I'm not sure where it stands. I mean, you're saying, Chris, that hopefully soon people will look back and say, wasn't that game good? but I'm just afraid that too many people got jaded, especially since it was right at the PS5 release window where people were mad about that too. That they might just be too salty about it.
Well, people that haven't been able to upgrade are also going to be pissed because they're abandoning the PS4 and they're abandoning old gen. So this new DLC that's coming, not for you unless you have a PS5 or a PC or a, they're like, it doesn't work. There's no, I get why they would do that, but
Yeah.
I know somebody out there on the internet was like, well, what the fuck?
Oh,
Hey.
we just got a raid.
Yeah, welcome
Okay.
Raiders. We are deep into our podcast discussing. We had discussed a ton of news earlier, and we're talking about the games that we've been playing.
Yes.
Welcome everybody. Yo, what's up, Bats?
Hey.
Welcome in, everybody.
Good to see you.
Thank you,
Finger
Bat.
guns, finger guns, finger guns.
Finger guns. Get raided or whatever. I love that raid message. That's fantastic. Well, Ali Surreal, thank you so much for the raid. Nonstop Nuggets, hello. Get raided or whatever. That really is a great raid message. You know what? I'll replay this video here because it's fun. But Chris over here in the Chiefs jersey is telling us about Cyberpunk 2077 and watching 4 episodes of the anime, which we're watching this trailer of here now. What's up? Always Be Legend.
Yeah, I think I do think you're right. Like, I think it's too much damage was done to like ever like get it back to.
Because
I don't know. I feel maybe they released like all of their DLC and the game together in like 4 years, and they're like, all right. And then that's
honestly,
when
it's
people
such a
buy it.
Bethesda experience anyway. I think that's why people are just like, just treat it like a Bethesda game. The horses are cartwheeling through the air. It's fine. Like,
True.
right.
I think they should have like kind of. I know it was like completely unplayable on some things, and that's why I complain. That's why I was saying it's like Skyrim on PlayStation 3. That game was not playable. You could not play that game on PlayStation 3.
Wait, PlayStation 3? Yeah, no, absolutely not. But maybe PlayStation 4 is what you mean?
Maybe.
Because last gen? Cyberpunk, I guarantee you Cyberpunk did not.
No. Skyrim.
Okay.
I'm talking about Skyrim. That's why I'm saying Skyrim was not playable. Yeah, I was saying Skyrim is not playable. Was not playable when it came out on PlayStation 3. Like you could not play it. It was broken. It was a similar situation.
Tamagotchi.
Yeah. On Tamagotchi. I mean, so I still have my Cyberpunk 2077 sitting on my PS5. I bought it the day that it came out. I don't think we pre-ordered it, but we got it. No, I bought it on PS4 before we had even gotten the PS5. So I have to upgrade. And they were like, hey, everything went bad. We took it off the store, and you can get a free upgrade. You can get a free a refund.
Yeah.
Obviously, a refund is free because you're getting your money back. But I was like, you know what? I know I'm going to like it, so I'm just going to keep it. I'm not worried about, getting it at a cheaper price later. I know I'm going to like it, so I'll just hold on to it. So that bad boy's just been chilling, burning the hole in my hard drive. But I mentioned on our stream last night, Lizzie and I specifically bought a rolling cart for our PS5 to live in, because that's a system that she wants to play games on, including Elder Scrolls Online. But I also want to stream through it at some point, right? Because I want to play Returnal someday. When I play Cyberpunk, I want to stream that as well. And I want to have it in here. So the compromise we made is to buy a rolling cart that
It's so cute.
It's like when you have your teacher's hungover and they bring in a cart with the TV and they're like, I don't know, watch the Magic School Bus.
Take the PS5, just take it.
Right, it's like, you take it, I can't handle it.
Before sunrise, it's your PS5.
So I look forward to playing that someday. I don't know when that someday is, but I know for a fact, I watched Odysseus here in chat. I watched him stream a bunch of it to Discord, so I know what I'm in for, and I'm really excited.
Just a reminder for those of you that don't know, there is a sale due to the whole momentum that they have. So at least on Steam and on Xbox right now, it is half off. It is $30. So now is the time to do it, because I watch it constantly. I watch it constantly because not only do I watch deals, obviously, but I completed it I completed it in January 2021. I don't have to have it again, but I don't have a copy, and my Series S is a Series S, so I need a digital copy.
Vilas, I
So
would expect
grab
you
me
to
half
want
off.
a physical
Like a physical collection,
copy.
yeah.
Yeah.
I still have the Steelbook when I originally bought it, so
Oh,
Oh,
it's fine.
you're like, oh.
It's
There
fine.
it is. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So like, if you are good with digital, go grab it right now. If you didn't already get it for $10 fucking on physical, like 6 months ago, because
That's
it
crazy.
did go down to $10 for a while. So
through Amazon or something like that.
yeah, it was wild, but yeah, they're trying to reinvigorate it. So now is the time, honestly, to get into Cyberpunk.
Awesome. Well, yeah. Well, that's what Chris is playing. Vilas, let's bounce over to you. The one game you've got on here is Long Reach.
Yeah, this one's a quick one. Obviously, this is not the only game I played this week, but I did finish it. It's the only game I finished this week.
Okay.
The Long
Okay. What's the
Reach-
number? What's the number?
This is 31, I guess.
31 games
Yeah.
beaten in 2022.
I can definitely do many more this month. But the Long Reach is really cool in theory. It's just not executed as well as I'd like. So the Long Reach is a horror side scroller. It's really a lot like an escape room. But the thing is that the puzzles in this game, it's very pixel art, but the puzzles in the game require you to just click A, you know? It's just click A to look at this thing, to explore. Look at this thing again. 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 Guess what that's going to be? Repetitive as fuck. It's
the same picture.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the entire experience, it's very short. You can actually finish it in under an hour if you know exactly what you're doing. If you don't know what you're doing, or if you accidentally backtrack and you get tired of backtracking and you get pissed off,
Wait, how can
It'll
you
take you way
backtrack that
longer.
much? You just said it's like 1 hour. So what is it, like 30 minutes forward, 30 minutes back?
except it's very obtuse sometimes. It's a situation where you're actively trying to figure out what's going on in this this potentially apocalyptic thing that happened, because you work in a lab and some shit went down.
Oh.
It's that kind of situation.
Classic.
You're in a lockdown situation, and the whole thing is like you traverse this multiple floor building. Half the time you have is spent getting in an elevator and checking all the doors in each hallway.
You're like, I need to check if every individual button on this elevator works.
Yes, I mean, you really are. Sometimes it's something really obscure. Sometimes it's very well hinted at, but sometimes it's not. I started playing this like 2 years ago. I think it came out in 2018. I started
Vilas,
playing
it's
this.
1 hour long.
Listen.
This
You know how many under 3 hour games I've completed this year too.
That's true. You're like, I only
and-
play this game 45 seconds at a time, so it took me a while to get through.
This one kind of is that case because it pissed me off for a while. Being somebody that's into escape rooms and into puzzle games, like I thought this was going to be my jam, and I know that when I first started playing it, I would get tired, you know, and just be like, oh my god, I don't remember what I was doing.
Yep.
You know, which in a game this short, you would hope that it wouldn't be like that. Like that.
But once it happens
there would be
once,
things that were
it's like
natural.
it's hard to be like,
Well,
okay, do
You
I
press
keep
A,
playing this
that's
up?
what we did
'cause-
last time.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's like, do I just restart the game, even though it's so short?
Exactly.
know?
That was kind of the thing. I was very tempted to do that earlier this week. I re-downloaded it, and I was like, I'm very. Should I? And I grabbed a walkthrough because I was like, I just need to finish it to be satisfied. All right. And so I grabbed the walkthrough and I glanced through the walkthrough and I was like, holy shit, this is like 13 pages at least from where I thought that I was in the game. And I was actually right. When I was looking through the puzzles, I'm like, okay, I think I did that. I think I did that. I think I did that. And when I got all the way through the walkthrough, I was like, all right, let's go. And the thing is that this is a game that requires you to fail. And
Oh.
in a game like this, that is a technically 1 hour experience. If you did everything right the first time,
Mhm.
it's a game that requires you to fail in order to proceed. and I'm not a fan of roguelikes, and this is not a roguelike, but it has that roguelike symptom of, oh, you made the wrong decision, or you fucked up this dialogue.
Right. You don't
and
learn because it
you're
taught
punished.
you learn because you failed.
Yeah. And in this case, actually at the end of the game, there's a dialogue that you have. I think it's like at least 7 or 8 press A, sequences. And then you have like 6 or 7 different choices of dialogue to make. And you have to make the right ones to proceed or die.
Huh.
And at any point in any game of this ilk, if you keep doing that over and over and you can't, like, if you keep doing that over and over and you only get it right on the last attempt, that is not good structure, and that is not going to keep you in the game,
Right.
And so, yeah, I faithfully went by the walkthrough, and even the walkthrough didn't know everything. That's the shit of it. I looked through several walkthroughs, and this
they're
was
like, I don't know.
yeah. They literally I looked through a walkthrough, and then I watched a video walkthrough after, and the guy was literally like, I'm not exactly sure that I made the right choices, but this is what I did that got it right.
You love that.
Yeah, and it's like, dude, that shouldn't happen, especially in a game this short. Like, if you are getting an hour-long game and it takes you 3 hours to complete because you're doing all this bullshit of failing for an entire 2 hours, that's not cool.
Oof.
Like, there's that's too much. And you know that I love short games. Overall, if I looked at this as a game that I completed in one sitting, which I didn't, I completed it in 2 sittings. Then it was really cool. It's really funny. It's got this it's got a whole lot of vibes of any sort of Walking Dead situation that you'd seen in any other media. Very
Sigh.
Yeah. So it's very typical, but it also has some very endearing parts. Like, technically the story is like that these chemicals got out or something, and it's making your fellow
It's making me crazy.
Yeah, it literally is. It's making literally everybody in the building psycho in some way. Some of them are like forming this hallucinatory cult relationship with each other.
As you do.
Very
Well,
weird.
it's like the signal then.
I guess so. Yeah. And
The
you
first signal,
are
not the second signal, because there's 2 called the same thing and they're different for whatever reason. But go on.
you're sitting there thinking that your character's going insane, and you likely are, and then you meet characters that are more insane than you are.
And you're like, man, I'm normal. I'm doing
yeah,
well.
exactly. And so the game throws at you. You don't have combat. The only thing you do have is the ability to run when there are a couple psycho murderers coming after you. But the thing is there that you can only run in a very limited fashion. So if you walk up, you're in the dark, you turn on your flashlight, and you see this guy that starts coming at you, you better get to the first door you see, and you hope that the game loads fast enough for you to find a locker to jump in. Because there's only going to be like one locker to jump in on this floor, and you better get to it. You better know how to get to it. Because if not, you're going to fail, and it reloads you again.
And inside the
Was
back
this like a
rooms.
game jam game or something?
Maybe.
It kind of feels like it, but it's very well made for what it is. It's just not completely logical, and it makes you fail. There's not a way that you can honestly go through it and get through the first time. There is actually
Really?
no way to do that. Yeah.
Man. Inside the back rooms, when you found a locker, the problem was that your friend was already in it, so you just
That's true.
you just had to go find another one,
That's your home now.
Yeah.
But yeah, on a base level, there were just issues that I just couldn't get past, and so I used the walkthrough, and I hated doing that, but that was literally the only way to do it in any timely fashion. And the story itself is really great. The art is fantastic for being a pixel art game. But it was just like, it felt like a very, very much a first attempt at an adventure that hopefully that second attempt is going to be really great. Because this left a lot to be desired, but
More like the
really
long
great concept.
chore.
It was a very short, long chore.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, wonderful. So that was the Long Shore.
Exactly.
No, that was the Long Reach that Vilos played. Thank you, Vilos. And then we'll go back to the last game left on our list here. Chris, you played NBA 2K23.
Yeah, talk about that sweat engine.
All right. So it's not basketball season yet.
What?
We're not there yet. So I'm not in basketball season mode to where I need to play this. But I picked it up because the big expensive edition gave you a full year of League Pass as well for the NBA, so you can watch all the NBA games.
Yep.
I was like, okay, that's actually you're actually giving me something that I actually would use. So I'm going to spend your stupid amount of money on one edition of a game. And so I got that, and so they're raving about this career mode this year. And
Odysseus says, "Is that the official title, the Big Expensive Edition?"
The Big Expensive
I'm going to say,
Edition.
Odysseus, technically that's not the title, but 2K23 is how much it costs for that bundle.
It's
Right.
the Championship Edition, which I believe it's called. Yeah. So, anyways, they're raving about this career mode, and Thomas, I have included a link to the career mode trailer.
Okay.
They made an open world They made an open world multi MMO. I mean, they've been doing this for a while, but
These are great adjectives. I like it. Keep it coming.
they have fully gone batshit insane and made a multiplayer. Well, of course, it's multiplayer, an MMO RPG, but it's about basketball. It's about being a basketball player in the NBA. It's very weird. I don't know why they did it, but for a while there, I couldn't stop playing it. But all it was is, so it was the first time. The first time it was like novel. Like you're in this city, and the city is this big like open world map, and there's your agent's office and the arena, and there's a whole bunch of other shit around you. But those are the first couple things you're going to. So you go there, talk to your agent or whatever. Then you go to the arena. When you first go into the arena, it like has you come in like the back entrance. So you're actually coming into like the tunnel area, which is weird. You get in there and it's a big wide open fucking back of an arena, like the parking garage of an arena. I'm like, this is so big. Why is this so big? And you run down the hallway. Then once you get to the hallway, that's where all the media are that are taking photos of you as you walk in to the arena. So they like mention to you, hey, you should really like dress up and like look good when you come down here so that they snap photos of you as you come down. That's like, it'll increase your fans. And I was like, okay, weird. All right. And then you're in the arena and it's like, or you're in the back of the arena. To your left is like the press room that you can go into to give press conferences. To your right is the locker room where you go talk to your coach, you talk to other players on the team, and then you walk out onto the floor to play games. And then when literally make you like run out, like you're dressed in your uniform and you have to run out of the tunnel to do the shoot around. And
So this is
it's
a
just like,
full-blown sim. This is a life sim for a player.
it's so
So when do you fight God?
weird. It's so weird. So like I said, I got the like championship edition, and there's a ton of microtransactions in the My Career stuff. That is like where they make their money. That's how they do it. VC makes the world go round. Your virtual currency makes your player better, makes you buy cosmetics, makes you buy different styles of jump shots, makes you buy different styles of dunks, all this kind of shit. Well, if you bought the championship edition, they give you a bunch of that stuff. And you always earn it by playing, but there's definitely somebody out there, somebody in this world who bought the championship edition and saw that it would get him to like a 79 overall or whatever. They were like, nah, I need to be 99 day one. And they spent another $200, $300 and made themselves a 99 overall on day one without having to grind at all.
So they just the most literal obvious definition of pay to win that anyone's ever seen.
Yes. So the problem, where that is a problem in the game like this, is you are now going into like, there's a whole bunch of different activities you can do. in my career, which is literally like a solo thing. But where it's not solo is where you veer off onto like the side missions and things. You're getting like you can go to like courts and play like 3-on-3 against like actual people. That's where the problem comes in, is like you're playing competitive sport, and there's not going to be any sort of like matchmaking where you're only 77s in this area. It's like no, it's everybody. So like
So
you can
now
hop
is when
into
you
this
fight God.
game. Yeah, you can hop into this game and you're a 60 overall, and there's 399s on the other team. Like, so it's weird. Like eventually it gets to a place where everybody is leveled up, and you're just it all evens out. But it's just weird. It's a lot. It's like this whole open world RPG thing. Like, it's run to this place, talk to this person. Now come over here and talk to this person. And then when you talk to that person, they'll give you something that you have to
This is
complete
an
in the
NBA
game.
2K game. This is
Ta-da!
wild.
Yes.
Side quests. I keep telling
Yes,
you, the
it's
side quests.
Side quest.
There's side quests to get endorsements. Like it goes, one of the first quests I got said, "Hey, go talk to Jake from State Farm."
And
Yes.
and it's actually
And if you run over to that icon, it's Jake from State Farm, and he's like, "Hey, what's up?" And then he like starts talking to you. It's so weird, man.
We've
So
made
fucking weird.
a horrible mistake.
It is so weird. But for real, earlier I could not stop playing it, and I would skip through all the cutscenes. I skipped through all the cutscenes. I was like, just get me out of these cutscenes. I don't give a shit about this bad story they're telling. But the actual just, hey, go here, do this. Okay.
They're like, watch
Hey, go
watch
here.
these short 30-second cutscenes, and you're like, I don't use TikTok. I'm
They're
sorry.
not 30 seconds. They're so long. They're too long. And the audio mixing's weird. But the gameplay is good because it's NBA
Wait,
2K.
is this the same game that has like horrible, horrible, horrible voice acting from the players?
Yeah, well, yes, but like 5 years ago, it was very bad. It
So
was,
Oh,
clearly,
okay.
hey, I'm Dion Waiters.
Yeah.
What's up, dude? Yeah, it used to be really bad. Now they kind of know what they're supposed to be doing. At least some of them do. The couple players I've run into so far, I'm like, good job. All you had to do was talk and be normal. You didn't have to read from a script like a robot.
right.
As long as
But yeah,
LeBron James
it's,
is in it, because his acting is just.
oh
it's
no,
just-
Kevin Garnett is in it, so he's probably just like, yo, I've been in a movie before with Adam Sandler. I can do this.
it's so weird because no other sports game does this. Like Madden doesn't do hey, you're all in a big open world together doing this. FIFA doesn't do, no sports game does this as a career mode. 2K does it, and for some reason people love it. And like the amount of people you see on your screen at any given time is like fucking crazy. It's insane. Where you're like, man, what's all this hullabaloo over here? Oh, it's just a bunch of my players standing there, and everybody's just like,
They're completing their chicken quest.
it's fucking crazy. It's yes, there's a lot of chicken quests. There's a lot of hey, basically they make you go on like first take, but it's not first take in the game. It's JJ Redick and Kendrick Perkins. But they just like have you like go
Of
on
course.
talk shows, and you have to like you have like choices of what you say that'll like affect your standing with your teammates, and like I don't know. It's just really
Unfortunately, you don't know which one is the correct one until the last option, and that's
very
just
last
not
option.
that's not good. It's not a good way to build a game.
No, you're gonna die at least once though.
Yeah, but the players who have the longest arm span, we call them the ones with the longest reach.
Full circle.
Full circle.
Now we've
That's
come
what
all the way around.
That's the name of the basketball
Hello, security.
court. We need that exclamation splat for a future command. We will make that work. To commemorate every dad joke made on the show. Okay, Chris, would you recommend that to anyone? I mean,
NBA.
you keep coming back to it, so you clearly
To
like something.
anyone.
But when you
Oh.
describe it like that, I'm like, hell no, I'm not.
Oh, dude, I would. So NBA 2K every year recently has been like free on like PlayStation Plus near the end of the season or near the playoffs. Fucking just enter the madness for just a weekend. Just see what that is, because it is fucking insane. It is so insane. It makes no sense of why they were like
they're like, let's
it's an
combine
NBA
NBA
game.
2K and Second Life or something.
Yes, it is fucking insane. Like the top tier of the season pass. There's a season pass, of course there is.
Of course.
I also don't think the VC thing is that big of a deal. If you play other things besides My Career, you earn a shit ton of VC. Like you just earn it from playing pickup games, to playing, like, if you start a franchise, every single game you play, you're earning VC. Like,
For the layman, is VC like the virtual currency?
yes, exactly what it
The
is.
V-Bucks.
Oh, okay.
The virtual currency. It, like, you're always earning it for anything that you do, as long as you're like completing something. As long as you complete a game, you're earning it. So you can earn it in My Team and you earn it everywhere. But I would understand if somebody just like picked up the game and was like, oh, my player, man, this is gonna take forever for me to grind in this My Career just to get leveled up. Like,
But
it's so difficult.
rest assured, if you just pay a lot of money, you can unlock everything.
Exactly. And I saw it was very funny. I saw today a very funny thing on Bleacher Report where this guy is Twitch streaming. He's like, oh man, I'm gonna go get me a bike. I'm gonna get me a bike so I can stop riding around on a skateboard. Or either, if you don't have any of that stuff, you are running around the city and it takes for fucking ever to get
What?
to anywhere. Yes.
What a
It
silly.
takes forever. It's fucking wild. It's so insane.
I really hope it was like bird branded scooters and shit in that game.
Oh my god, yes, the perfect product placement.
No, not yet, but that's smart. They should do that. They should. Like, Bird will pay them money.
Which they can use to
like they're
fund
not getting enough already.
a more
Um,
easily understandable game.
But this guy goes, I'm gonna go get a bike, and it was 65,000 VC to get
Man,
a bike.
before
now-
inflation,
now-
it used to be 40,000.
So
At least in Pokemon, you get a bike voucher.
this guy on this video was like,
But you can't ride your
What?
bike there.
I can go get a real bike right now for less money than what that is in virtual currency, like based off of your shop.
Oh, like,
What is
like-
that in real money, though?
Let's find out.
I mean, I'd imagine
Is
it's
it like-
65 bucks, right? If it's
I'm
65,000.
wondering.
You're
Let's
doing that
find out.
research. You said something about like there's a press conference room, there's the locker room or whatever. Is there like the shower room? Because like
There's
I
not a
would like to
shower.
see
There's
that.
not a shower room.
Like,
Still
Uh,
for the
Chris, you gotta
binoculars.
look. You gotta look. You gotta look at.
I see it. I see it. You have to look pretty hard sometimes.
Odysseus says in all caps, "Now is not the time or the place."
for riding that bike.
I don't know where you are, but you
Okay.
can't ride your bike there.
So, Jesus fucking Christ.
That cheap, huh?
450,000 virtual currency is $99.
Oh shit.
Let's go to basic though. That's like tippy top. What's the cheapest one here? $9.99. So 35,000. So he exaggerated a little bit.
Yeah,
so if you
yeah.
doubled
Because
this,
by that thing, you're like, oh, I could buy a bike for 15 bucks.
I
But
was like,
still,
no, you can't.
like 20
But-
bucks of actual money, right?
Yeah.
But
That's a
what's
better price than a real
it-
bike.
It would be $20 of actual money to buy this bike.
The
But
in-game-
you earn that throughout the game from playing the game, from doing that. But it's also the same exact stuff that you use to upgrade your player. So you have to like weigh the options of
That's funny.
it is like
I mean,
literally
if you're buying
the
like the
reviews
championship
of this,
$500,000 edition or whatever, then you're probably just gonna chuck money at whatever else too.
like literally every review I've seen for this so far has gone, the game looks amazing, the game plays amazing, the My Career virtual currency stuff is garbage trash. And that is what this game is.
well,
But the My Career, it's fucking, I can't believe that they're like, man, this MMO stuff's pretty fucking big. You know what? They just have a bunch of little tiny transactions that really make people pay a lot of money. They're like, we do that with basketball? And then they did. Because
I
also,
do-
there's all sorts of little stores and things around the city. So you run up and there's a Nike store. You're like, oh, I would like some Nike sneakers, please. All right, cool. That's 100,000 VC.
no, they're like, it's cheap. The stuff there isn't wildly expensive, but you have to stand in line. So if you want to pay more money, you can move up in the line.
There you go.
Man, this
I
hurts.
do love that it like insinuates, oh, you would rather spend time getting sneakers instead of becoming a better ball player.
Like,
All right.
yeah.
Like, is that how it works in real life? Like, if you go buy fucking new shoes, you're done. You're just washed up. You can't fucking train. Like,
I will say that, like, normally this stuff does not affect me whatsoever because I don't ever play the My Career. I don't ever mess around with it. It's not my thing. The My Team stuff also not my thing.
That's
I'm a
not my
franchise
career. That's
guy.
your career. That's somebody else's
Yeah.
career.
That's somebody else's career. But I don't know. It's funny that that's what everyone complains about every year. It still sells fucking insane amounts of
A
copies.
huge, yeah.
It's like the same with Madden. People complained about, Madden microtransactions in their Madden team. All of them do all the sports games do this with their card games. But
Okay, so
yeah,
another party topic we're gonna have is we are going to design the next trend in sports games, where it's this, right? Where we design whatever happens outside the actual playing of the sport. All right, we're gonna have a party topic. We're gonna do this drunk video game history, and we're gonna build our own game. All right, maybe we build it. And we have people vote on which parts are the absolute worst. We
Put it in the shower room. That's good.
yeah, it's gotta have a shower room.
we have a no microtransactions token that is $20.
That's wonderful.
Yeah. And
Um,
all it does is like a pin that you wear on your character that says no microtransactions.
I played NBA 2K23 and all I got was this no
Lousy
microtransactions
pin.
bird.
No, there's no microtransactions t-shirt. Yeah, it's weird. But there's going to be a lot of people playing that game for an entire year. It's insane. I can't believe that that's a thing that exists in the world and that so many people play it, but it is a thing that happens.
I mean, you're right though. They do have. I think even the Switch has had like once or twice a year NBA 2K trials for a whole weekend. So like, you don't have to get sucked in.
You don't have to actually buy the game.
But-
Just wait till the playoffs, and it'll be free on PlayStation Plus, or I think it's on Game Pass. At least on consoles. Like, it'll pop up there, and just get in there and see what it's like. It's so weird. I just like, because like, sports gamers are not gamers, right? That's the thing, right?
I mean, I got in trouble for saying that exact thing. So
Right.
yeah.
But is me, who plays a lot of sports games and who also plays all these other games, seeing them cross in that type of way is fucking weird.
It's like jarring, even to hear you tell me about it.
so
Which, for the record, we are
weird.
welcoming of all types of players here, so please don't leave just because we're definitely railing on this hashtag not my career.
Not my career.
Thank you, Odysseus,
Not
for
my
that one.
2K.
Not mine 2K, all this stuff. But yeah, I mean, it's when you're describing this, it sounds like you made it up. You know, it sounds like it's
Jake
made.
from State Farm for real.
It sounds like a made up, like it's
Yeah.
appealing to a demographic that I haven't ever seen. Because most of the people, they're the sports game players I know who are like you, Chris. And then there are sports game players I know who only play sports games and literally no other games. And it seems like this stuff, they would play it and they'd be like, yeah, that's going to be a no for me, dog. Like,
No, they're
absolutely not.
No, but see,
These
that's
guys
the
that you were
crazy
talking
thing.
about in the past that like didn't know that Skyrim was a thing.
Yeah, they'd
Oh my
never,
God, I forgot about that.
yeah, they'd never heard of Skyrim. And so it's like, what does this game have for those players?
So that's the thing. That's what I'm saying is, you're saying it's the one thing they play is just sports games. The hundreds and hundreds of hours you can get out of NBA 2K is insane. Like, there's so much in there that is like, the franchise mode like tells you like you could do this for years, like seasons and seasons and seasons and seasons and seasons, and you could do the same thing in My Player. You could just fucking keep going because there's new fucking season passes, there's new events, there's new shit all the fucking time. So you can just keep doing it for.
But
Like,
I love the
sort
idea
of.
that this game has so much content in it, but then the next year they want you to buy the next year's game.
Yeah.
So they're like, you could play this forever. Well, until the next one comes out.
Yeah,
Until
and
the sweat of your sweat comes out.
nothing's gonna transfer. Like you can transfer a profile, and that's it.
What?
Yep.
What is the reason?
Every my player is different. Like they never carry that over, because usually the game's mechanics are like pretty different. Like they just change shooting stuff and dribbling and like all that kind of stuff.
I could
every
crack a
year.
joke about like, I mean, how much can you change the mechanics of basketball? But I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
We
should we rambled so long. We if Carlos is gonna play any type of video game, we gotta fucking.
I mean, at this point, I'm like, Carlos, are we even playing the game? I mean, I'm down if you're down.
I mean, probably not.
Okay.
But...
I mean, I've had a great time tonight for what it's worth. This is a really good time. Okay, of course, we're competing with the first night of Kansas City Chiefs football. Which for Chris, we're not competing at all because why not enjoy both?
It's over. We won.
Yeah,
we did win?
Oh,
let's go!
Dorito chips in chat.
World premiere.
World premiere. Whoop premiere.
Okay, then really, Carlos, it's Vilas, it's up to you. Do we want to play any little bit of Metal Hellsing, or do we save that for another time? Because we could just play that next week.
I mean, yeah, I think if we did play it, it would literally be like 30 minutes because I'm gonna get real tired real fast.
Okay, we're done.
Yeah.
Well then let's just call it. Let's play that game next week. Because the game looks dope. It just came out today on Game Pass. So it's not like it's going anywhere. But let's play that next week. Really, I had an absolute blast hanging out with y'all. I hope chat had as much fun as we did. Odysseus, thanks for sticking around here with us.
We nearly did a 4-hour pod.
That's true.
Look at us.
Yeah,
Look
it's
at
a
us.
long ass one.
And we all actually, I'm not even gonna say it. You guys were gonna say phrasing at the end of that, but we did a great job. This is a long show.
What were you gonna say?
I can't believe we
just to be clear.
I can't believe, or something along the lines of we all made it to the end. I'm cutting out.
That it cut out right then. I love that it cut out right
Yep.
then.
That is perfect timing.
I just watched my bitrate go through the floor. It's back to normal, but anyway, I can't repeat it. It's a one and done thing. What's lost is lost. Thank you everybody who has stuck around. We are Party Invite. I'm Tegan. That's Chris. That's Sovereign Sid, and that's Vilos.
Yep, thank you guys.
Typically, this show is 2 parts where we do the podcast and then we play some games. But we covered so much news that we were excited about that we just did the whole podcast show. What's funny about this is of all the news that we covered, there was still stuff that we didn't cover. You know,
True.
Just what a wild week of news, an unexpected week of news that we got this week. So I love that all 4 of us only talked about the things that we're interested in, and we still had so much to go around, right? Like, if it was just 2 of us on the show, it would have been a fraction of this, right? Like, Chris, if it was you and me, how much of the Nintendo stuff would we have touched, right? And you could say that about some other things, but this is just a testament. I love that we have such a wide variety of games that we like and we talk about, you know? I think that's something that you only get on like a group stream or a group podcast like ours. And it's nice because you get to discover a lot of things that might not normally be in your wheelhouse. I can tell you I've learned a lot more about NBA 2K23 tonight than I ever would have otherwise.
And we're gonna forget it later, like just immediately.
I think you're gonna see.
I will say about that is that like I will use the VC to like become like the most opulent, most celebritant player in the world and just be trash.
Like the worst player, but your style's out.
Like literally, I'll like step off the Air Force One or whatever, just like with my like the jet and onto the tarmac, bling bling, shine shine. Oh, I can't wait to see them play, and then I'm just on the field like the court like what is this? What is the ball? Like, it's gonna be good. That's my career, y'all.
Well, wonderful. Well, we're going to wrap up the show. For everybody who wants to find us across our socials, I'm going to drop the command here in chat. You can find our website is partyinvite.games. You can also go to our Discord, which is discord.gg/partyinviteshow. The Discord is my favorite place on the whole internet. You can get news without a doom feed, and you can find players to play with and to chat with without the toxicity, which is fantastic. We are here I almost said Wednesday. We're here every Thursday night. and some streams in between. You can also catch Sav over here at their channel at twitch.tv/SovereignSid.
Eventually.
Eventually. You typically stream a whole lot. Well, you typically stream a wide variety of games. At least that's how.
But
it
I
feels
mean, that YouTube is going to get going, not just the TikTok, right?
Yes, yes. With my internet being the way it is, and I'm not able to stream for longer than 30 minutes currently at the moment, I will be focusing more on pre-recorded content. So please look forward to that. Thank you.
like. Well, you just had that bada bing, bada boom, ready to go. Well, let's see. You can always check out our website for blog posts from Vilos. Vilos, you said this was your 33rd game that you've beaten this year, right?
Close. I think it was 31. Maybe
31. So you can learn more about the games that Vilos has played and the never-ending backlog on our website. And yeah, just check out the rest of our community. There's lots of stuff to enjoy. But we are Party Invite. We're gonna find somebody to raid here. Thanks everybody who has joined us. Anybody got any last words?
Play Splatoon 3.
All right, and there it is. Play Splatoon 3, everybody.
Hashtag
And we'll catch you.
Skyrim.
Cyberpunk is Skyrim. All right, and with that, we're gonna go to our janky slideshow image thing that we just put together tonight. Thanks everybody for sticking around.